You know what? I did offer to give Eric.
Did you
the
ask him
results.
if he did?
Yes. That was my first question to him.
And what did he say?
He said no. That he never offered to give Eric the results. That Eric was holding him up with he wouldn't sign the release unless he got the results. So the doctor kind of gave him some sort of vague, well, let's sign it and then, we'll see what we can do. I talked to the doctor. I said, if Eric calls you looking for the results, you can tell him that I personally said absolutely not. And then I got those voicemails this morning, and then this whole thing blew up.
Someone's lying.
Jan just seems very honest.
I don't know. Hold on a second. Why is Jan so honest? What is it that you know about Jan? I'm not saying he isn't.
I'm going on there's some quality about him that seems he seems like a very honest person.
My understanding is that when they were doing the whole thing with the passports, Jan was the one that was getting so upset about I'm just saying that.
I mean, maybe Jan doesn't know the full story, but I believe Jan. If he says he witnessed the doctor saying, "Do you want the results?" I believe he's telling the truth.
But you haven't spoken to the doctor yet.
I have not. I'd like to hear the doctor. Is he calling in?
He is. I think he's on the line right now.
Is this Dr. Randy?
Yes, hello.
Hey, doctor, how you doing?
Hey, so Doctor,
how are you?
Good, Dr. Randy. So I'm going to ask you this really quick. So thank you very much. First of all, even though I know we paid you, we probably couldn't pay you enough to do what you're doing.
We actually didn't pay him. He's doing this as a fan.
Oh, that's great. Well, thank you, Doctor. So Dr. Randy understands the show. If he's a fan, then he really understands the show. So, Dr. Randy, without giving too much away, you went to see Eric and you administered the test. And when you were done, you asked him to sign a release that we all signed. And the release is because as a doctor, you have to be given a release that says you're allowed to give the results to an outside party, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So how did everything go down? So when you were done with the test, did you say, Eric, could you please sign this? And then what happened?
No. The way it went down is that Eric came in the office, and I had him sign the release before I administered the test.
Okay. And was there an issue with him signing it right up front?
He was reluctant to sign the test up front based upon his concerns of what his score would be. So what I did at that point is I turned the test over, and on the back of the test, to have the range of scores where it's broken down into average, low average, high average, et cetera, et cetera. And I talked about a range with Eric as where do you expect to fall on this scale? And we talked about that range, and based upon what I knew of Eric at that time, his education, his background, his verbal capacity, I told him, this is where I expect you to land.
But it doesn't mean that's where he landed. I don't want to know. I'm just saying you had an expectation before he took the test. Basically, you were trying to calm his fears.
Right. I was trying to get him to take the test, sign the release, and get the test over with based upon an expectation. And he was okay with that. And then, because there's no way I could give him the score right there. I'd have to take the test home and score it, but it takes a couple hours.
Right.
So he knew he wasn't getting the score right then. That was never in the conversation. I did tell him I would call him back the next day and tell him where his range was.
And did you do that?
I gave him a range. I said, and I didn't say an exact range. I just said, based upon our conversation, you should be okay with your results.
See, that's already too much information.
I agree.
I got him to sign the release.
No, I got you. I'm not giving you a hard time, but I wish you hadn't even done that because because that wasn't the deal for him, and he's just a monstrous.
Well, but do you agree now that Eric he did listen? Did he use the word range or score? It sounds like Jan was Jan. Do you know who Jan is, Dr. Randy?
Jan was in the office.
So Jan heard you say to him, "You'll call back with the range."
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it sounds like you did do that. So then, what the hell is Eric complaining about?
No. But what I'm saying is, Jan wasn't lying.
Because Eric now has a range, but I'm sure he wants a specific score, and maybe he's inferring from what the doctor said that the doctor would have told him what the score was going to be. Look, I can't fault Jan for going off of what the doctor said. You're right, Benji. He did tell the truth, but
it should have never. This conversation should have never happened right from the beginning. Eric should have walked in, signed the release, taken the test, and he knows that. And I don't. Anybody says that he doesn't understand anything else, he knows, he listened to the show, he knows what we were asking of him, yet something that 12 other people have done without incident with him.
And this is what I really don't understand now, because now it sounds like the doctor gave Eric more information than anybody else had. And so then what is Eric so angry about today? Like you heard those voicemails he left and on the phone today? Like, where's the anger coming from? It sounds like he got what he wanted.
I haven't heard. My guess is, have you guys said on the news he's been doctor and things
Well,
like that.
but I still think in a way he did because
The
he
doctor
wouldn't.
just said he didn't.
No, but he did because
Sounds like it to
he
me.
wouldn't sign the release. He's like, I'm not signing that release unless you tell me.
Doctor, was he when he about the release, or did he have some hesitation?
Yeah, he had a lot of hesitation. And my point was like, Eric, you know, if I give you a score and then you sign the release, there's no way for you to come back to sign the release. Just sign the release now, and we'll go from there.
And
I mean, there was no inclination I was going to give him.
So he was a little scared. He signed it.
Benji, you're changing the story. The anger from Eric today wasn't over whether or not he the doctor. The anger from Eric was he wanted his and he was angry about that. That's where all his anger was coming from.
And I still think he lied because he said, I never said, the doctor said he would give me the score. I never pressed him on it. But he did press him on it. It was the only way the doctor could get him signed the release was to give him something.
Doctor, if you didn't point out...
No, the doctor made the offer after he made the release.
Hold on, Bench. Doctor, if you didn't point out the range to him as you did, do you think he would have signed the release and taken the test?
I think eventually he probably would have, yes. But it was just a way of facilitating the process of getting it going.
And based on what the doctor is saying, he already signed the release, and then Dr. Randy offered, hey, I'll call you up after I score this and give you the range without any of Eric pressing. Is that basically correct?
That was how we got him to sign the release.
Okay.
That's right.
Okay. Well, then
in other words, he was negotiating. Okay, so is a big word. Negotiating, pestering, whatever you want to call it.
Regardless, the crux of the argument is Eric is angry because he wants to score today. And I don't know why he expects it today. I don't know what any of us has ever said to him that would make him think he'd be getting his score today, or why he thinks he could be this angry about it.
If I had it my way, I would take the score, you have it somewhere, I'd put it in an envelope, I'd FedEx it to him, and I'd
But wait a second, you're saying he's angry, but that is what the doctor
Doctor never said he gave him a score.
Well, the
I
range,
never heard,
he probably misunderstood.
and it sounded like the doctor gave him the range. So what is he angry about?
Well, I don't know.
Jason's right, because he doesn't have a score. That's what he's angry about.
And he's cursing at me, and he's cursing at Gary and Howard, and my guess is the doctor too.
I don't know that that's what he was. I thought he was angry that what you guys were calling
Well, Ben,
him.
there's a lot you don't know. You didn't hear my voicemails. You didn't hear him screaming, and you didn't hear him on the air this morning screaming.
Did.
Wait, if I could interject. When I talked to him yesterday, I mean, you know, he was frustrated he didn't get a score. I tried again, calming his fears. You know, it's like, I wouldn't be upset with your obtained result. That's all I told. And maybe that is a bit too much. But yesterday when we hung up, he was okay.
But he wasn't okay because after he hung up with you, he left Jason these two extraordinarily angry voicemails. And again, I'm telling you, how many people? Hold on, Doctor. There were 8 people in the first test. There's 7 or 8 people in this test. Nobody's an issue. No one. Except for this guy.
Right. Well, I mean, I could give him a lot of other tests to give us a clear picture of really what's going on. But, you know, there's more to it than just an IQ score.
All right, so let's leave it at that. So Dr. Randy has told us, and I'm saying I retract my statement that Eric doctor, but I will say that Eric was a pain in the neck. He knows how it works, and the fact that we didn't spell it out for him note for note is because he listens to the show all day long.
And is still threatening us, by the way.
What do you mean threatening?
He threatened to shove stuff up if I didn't give him a score.
Oh, really? I shouldn't have done that.
I'm on Eric's side on that one.
Well,
Dr. Randy,
I didn't ask you to pick a side.
Thanks for calling in and clarifying.
Right. Yeah. Have a good day.
All right, you too. All right, Dr. Randy, giving us a bit of clarity on the issue. And, well, I don't know if we're going to hear from Eric on Monday because Howard said it's going to be an Eric the Midget free day.
I like that.
But
he said he'll try to.
Well, that's the question. Tony, you're on the wrap-up show.
There is absolutely no way that Howard does an Eric free day, not with all his pending, and he's going to be thinking about it. He couldn't even do a really Eric free day the rest of today. He went and picked Jan up and talked about him for half an hour. There's absolutely no way he does it.
Yeah,
I don't even think he makes it past 9 o'clock.
I think he picked up Jan because he felt he could have a more coherent conversation with Jan than anybody else. Jan at least will talk to you and not yell at you.
You know what's interesting?
So do you think
Jan has a very similar rhythm as Eric.
I noticed that.
Yeah.
Similar rhythm. They use a lot of the same words, and I guess they're a match made in...
Yeah.
It sounds like they've been living together for 20 years. Like they're high school friends. They're living in a house. I mean, Eric's in his mid-30s at this point. You know, the guy must be around Eric every day for 20 years.
And he had Eric's back.
I think what's going to wind up happening is Johnny Prado's going to call. Prado's going to call first thing in the morning. He's going to get him thinking about it, talking about it, and then Eric's going to call all fired up, and he's going to pick him up. There's no way he goes all day without talking.
Well, Tony, Eric is definitely going to be on the line. The question is, will Howard pick him up? And I don't know. Gary Howard seemed today about it.
Yeah, but he might let the weekend go by, and he might soften up a little bit.
All right. Thank you, Tony. Ryan in Columbus, you're on the wrap-up show.
Yeah, Gary, I was wondering, why do you think Howard always gives Eric another chance? For instance, today he was, I'm done with you, I don't ever want to talk to you again. And by the end of the conversation, he's like, all right, well, we'll see how it goes after the results.
Because Eric is entertaining to a large portion of the audience, and so we can't, completely get rid of him.
And I also think that's always the most important thing for the show, but Eric is really inspirational to Howard, I think.
What?
I think that his resilient spirit is very inspirational to Howard. I'm not being sarcastic at all.
I never got that out of
Howard has said before on the air that he, really admires how full of life Eric is, and that he's sitting in that chair and he has all these feuds going on and angry, and he's doing webcam shows. Yeah, passion.
See, what I love about Eric is, if Riley gets on there and he starts, oh, you guys aren't giving me enough money, no one really cares. They laugh it off. The show goes on. No one ever brings it up. Eric gets on there, and he starts, and it riles everybody up, which makes for great radio.
Of course. That's why we love Eric on the show.
Jeff riles people up, too, by the way.
Yeah, a few people rile.
You should listen to Will on the phone with him.
Deal, or maybe a recurring character. What do you have in mind?
Well, I think we were thinking possibly we have one. We're in the area of a hoarder. Someone who kind of never leaves the house, and has gotten so many a collection of so much stuff they can barely get out of the house. We thought maybe there was something in there.
So there's been some discussion about an Eric part based on what you heard here on the radio, and
somebody collects Eric in this.
That's possible.
So Eric would play a hoarder.
That is certainly one thing we discussed.
Eric, are you open to playing a hoarder?
That I would not mind doing.
What if you're a hoarder who also has to kiss a guy?
No.
You would never do that.
Mm-mm.
Okay, we'll scratch that off.
No.
That'll get him out of the house.
Robin Williams was in that fantastic movie. You know what I'm talking about, Robin?
Robin Williams?
Yes. Wasn't he in La Cage aux Folles?
Yes. Oh, yes. I completely forgot about that.
I mean, Robin Williams is not. He won an Academy Award.
Absolutely.
How is this guy an actor?
Some of the parts that Eric, these people don't really come from the cream of society.
Right.
People who end up in witness protection. I mean, over the life of the show, there's been drug traffickers and diamond smugglers and counterfeiters and
he doesn't even understand. But he doesn't understand that.
Would he be a cross-dresser?
Will you be a cross-dressing pot farmer? Eric?
No.
All right.
And Howard, I do understand what the show's about. I've watched just about every episode.
But how do you describe yourself as an actor if you don't understand that no one thinks you would be a real cross-dresser?
Do you think those actors you're watching have actually committed their crime?
I've seen John Malkovich play a man in a woman's outfit. He's like one of these psychopaths.
Yeah, Tom Wilkinson.
Absolutely. I don't understand how you're an actor. I mean, what actor says he won't play? He's almost...
There's nothing Eric will play except a hero.
We actually do have an area that we're talking about that does take place in the world of drag queens.
Go ahead.
Believe it or not.
And what would Eric be required to do?
Well, it's possible that, he could be... We do have one of our WITSEC inspectors going undercover in a club, and, he could be in that club.
So Eric would be required to go undercover. Let's say he's on the show. He assists by going undercover. He's a federal agent.
He's a federal agent?
Right.
Wow.
That's
I don't think that's what he had in mind.
No. Eric goes undercover as... Is that what you're referring to?
No, I think he would be like a club member, like he's one of the people who hangs out in this club.
Oh, he agrees to wear like a wire or something?
Yeah, well, or that's a possibility. The Wire, or he could just be actually in the club, part of that scene. They could maybe interview him, ask him a question or two.
Right. In other words, he might even
that they're looking for.
Right. Like in other words, Mary or somebody walks in and goes, "Hey, what do you know about this?" And
right.
Eric,
Exactly.
I see.
An informant. Of
very good.
Eric, would you play that?
No.
Oh.
Wow.
Okay.
Well, I mean, you ever hear of it? Here's a chance to go on.
This is an actor, and he
a
wonders
hit
why
show.
you haven't gotten him more roles. He says no to most things.
John, what are you in your 5th season on this show?
Yep, we will beginning season 5, yes.
Yeah, here is a hit show. Stars beautiful Mary McCormick, who played my wife in the movie. I mean, he won't play a cross-dresser.
Why won't you, Eric?
How could you be an actor and not play a cross-dresser? People would give their left arm who are actors to do that.
Why do you have the luxury of turning down every role when most actors have to take whatever there is?
Right.
Just don't feel like playing someone like that.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're not an actor. Do you understand that?
You can't pick and choose.
I feel that as an actor, if you take a role that you don't like, you're not going to perform well. And if you take a role you do like, you're going to give it all you got and do a good performance.
Would you play a white supremacist?
I don't know how that would work. I mean, a little person in a wheelchair before.
That's what makes you unique.
Right.
What a plot line. But you think little people don't people?
Hey, Eric, can I ask you a question? Considering all the things you said no to, what was it about the role that allowed your head to explode that you liked?
Well, that was kind of hit on me after I accepted it. I couldn't really back out.
Oh.
So you would have turned that down?
They came up with that after I had said yes.
Right, but I'm saying if you would have known in advance that your head was going to explode, would you have turned it down?
I don't know if I would or not.
How about, would you play a guy who lives in a cuckoo clock? I'm serious.
I don't see how that could even fit into that show.
Right. Well,
Con
John,
man?
would you play a con man? Someone who rips people off?
Yeah, I would go for that.
No. John, do you see him with many lines or just like one or two? I don't think he can handle more than two.
Yeah, I think we were in the neighborhood of 2 lines.
I handled more than 2 in the show Fringe.
Ideally, how many lines, Eric, would you feel comfortable with?
Yeah, weren't you complaining that you had too many lines? And
Yeah,
too much,
we don't want to overwork you.
Yeah.
Well, to me, that was pretty much because that was my second acting gig. I didn't have much experience doing that, and I didn't know if I could handle a whole long bit of dialogue.
All right. So you're ready to do this. Do you really think I should help you with this, Eric? The way you talk about me and the way you boycott the show, do you think I should help you with this? Tell me why I should.
Well, it would be nice. It would help your karma go in reverse.
It would help my karma. My karma's shot.
Well, it may help it turn it around.
Would you ever go undercover on the show as a Thanksgiving turkey? Would you do that?
No.
No. All right. So, listen, John, you're a nice guy. John Strauss, executive producer of In Plain Sight. The guy's a super talented guy. Do you know he wrote the movie Something About Mary?
Really?
That's
One
correct.
of my favorites.
And you also wrote the incredibly huge phenomenon, which is the Santa Claus movies for Tim Allen. Is that correct?
That is correct.
There's a guy, Eric.
So this is a very talented man, Eric.
Right.
You going to go on the set and act professionally, or are you going to moan about everything?
I acted professionally on the 2 sets that I've been on so far.
Yeah. And John, you have something in mind for him.
Yeah, we have a few different things. I really just wanted to, to see what kind of latitude we have, and
not much.
Now you know.
Yeah, a little on the narrow side.
Why don't you write apart from a man who thinks he's an Ewok from the Star Wars movies?
Eric, are you good with that?
Would you play a guy who believes he's an Ewok?
I guess I'd go with that.
Okay.
You have to get into the costume.
You would dress up as an Ewok?
Well, those Ewok costumes, no one sees who's in them because they
Right. That's
they
correct.
cover the face and everything.
That's right. You would be an Ewok, but it would be you inside there pretending that you're an Ewok. All right.
I'd have to think about that.
All right.
All right. So in review, Hoarder, we're okay with.
You're okay with Hoarder?
Yes.
All right.
Con man.
Con man, where did we leave it on the cross-dressing bar?
No.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
No.
You understand that doesn't make you a cross-dresser if you play one.
I know that.
Okay.
But why won't you do it?
Just something I don't feel like ever doing in my life for any reason.
Oh.
And we thought it was unusual, but that was a possibility.
Right, Eric?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. John, it was a painful discussion, and yet we did learn a few things.
Good luck.
A little ways down the field here.
John, I don't know why I must be out of my mind, but I'm going to sanction this. Eric has threatened me. He has told me he won't do the show anymore.
He's boycotted us,
He's
yes.
boycotted the show. He sends me lists and lists of demands. There's no reason on earth why I should do this for him, but I'm going to yet once again because I'm a nice guy.
Well, I've enjoyed listening to Eric on the show, and I did hear the list, and we thought if we could do our part to...
and who knows, John, maybe Eric will even thank you for the opportunity.
I think he thanks other people. He just doesn't thank us.
Maybe he'll even thank me, but I'm not holding my breath. You know what I'm saying?
I understand. Eric, is it, we do shoot the show in Albuquerque.
Oh, good luck.
Mexico.
Good luck getting him there.
Go.
I can't go. I need my oxygen. I need a 5-star accommodation. I need. Are you going to be
I've never said anything about needing 5-star accommodation.
Okay. Perhaps that was an
But
exaggeration.
you're going to have a lot of demands. Can you get to Albuquerque?
Yeah, I mean, it will be a little difficult, but it could be worked out.
Howard, I think in the last one, did they have to rent you a van?
Yeah.
They had to get an SUV and a driver to drive from here to Vancouver and back.
Oh my God. Hey, John, you're a top television guy. They don't explain to Eric that they don't care. They hire an actor and the actor has to show up.
That's pretty much the way it works. I mean, we generally actually we will fly if we cast somebody from LA. We will the show will fly them to Albuquerque. So I imagine we can make some kind of arrangements.
Right.
If there needs to be a van.
You got to write him in as you got to let me in on the writing of this thing. I want him to be a guy who lives in a small town in the West. He gets elected sheriff, but he rides around on a Shetland pony. Would you play that, Eric? With a big cowboy hat? You'd play that, right?
That sounds ridiculous.
Oh.
No, it's what's ridiculous about it?
Any way to work that in, John, where he's on a Shetland pony and he has a 10-gallon hat on?
We have plenty of horses in New Mexico.
Right.
So
yeah.
we could make it work.
So
homeless person was one other, that was another area.
Would you play a homeless person, Eric?
It'd be the second time I've done that, so sure.
Sure. Okay.
I think you're getting typecast.
Right. By the way, the show is called In Plain Sight. It stars Mary McCormick. John Strauss is the executive producer. I've got Eric on the phone with the executive producer of a TV show. Most actors would give
But you don't do that much for him.
I don't do anything for him. Will you admit that I'm a great guy? Repeat after me, Eric. Howard Stern is a great guy, and I love him for the opportunities he gets me.
Howard Stern is a great guy, and I love him for the opportunities that he gets me.
Thank you.
Wow.
Oh, thank you. Even if I put the words in your mouth.
Finally.
So it's 2-1.
I love Eric the actor.
2-2. Hein?
I want to hear him back.
3-2. There you go. The
You
tribe
can't
is
say
spoken.
Eric the actor?
What's that?
You can't say Eric the actor?
I could say Eric. That's for sure.
Cool.
But, and
Why don't
I...
you tell Eric he has a good con?
I want him back just so he can say he's not coming back anymore again and go through this whole thing again.
All right, now here Teddy building up the yes, which means we have to end this wrap-up show. Gary, anything you'd like to plug?
I vow to be nicer to Eric in the future.
Oh,
That's sort of plug.
very
No,
kind.
I'm trying to try. I'm going to try. It's hard. Don't get me wrong. It's hard.
Very kind of you. Benji?
Eric, it was so great to hear your voice today. I hope you do really come back. Twitter Bronk, BRONK Bronk.
Here's a guy who drives me crazy. Oh, now he's not there. I just saw him there. Jeff the Drunk. I was going to yell at him.
What's he up to, and why were you going to yell?
I was driving in my car, listening to Howard 100 News, just at the beginning of our vacation. And Jeff the Drunk was on there crying like a little about how Eric the Midget participated in the IQ test, and we paid him some money, and how he doesn't get any money, and he was in the IQ test, and why don't we ever pay? And I mean, crying. It reminded me of a 3-year-old. Do we have that report, Gary? You got to hear it.
It's on GP2 and Green.
Thank you. It is the greatest thing ever. You got to hear this guy's a... Listen to this guy. Here, GP2, what'd he say? In Green? Okay. Here you go. Listen to this report. It's the greatest report ever. God bless Shuli and Jeff the Drunk. Listen to this thing.
Oh, product placement.
Jeffrey,
Yeah, what?
I want to talk to you. What's with the attitude?
Yeah, what? What do you want?
Someone is not a happy camper, and that someone is Jeff the Drunk Kuro. His IQ score was bested by his mortal enemy, Eric the Midget. And apparently, that's just the tip of the Kuro iceberg.
Yeah, I'm not happy about it.
Howard 100 News.
What a man-child.
That's him.
Dude, you are the ultimate douchebag. I mean, that's just shameful.
You don't see any difference between you and Eric.
I don't mean...
You guys don't see that?
I don't mean the difference between him and Eric. I mean, everything he's complaining that isn't done for him is exactly what we do for him. We don't give you money? Did I hear you say that?
Yeah.
How much money do you... I'm gonna. You know what? I ought to stick you in the head. How much money do you think we've given you since we've known you? Do you have any idea? And I'm not talking about all the gigs we get you, in the comedy gigs and going out.
We're just giving him money.
The number you're talking about is only since Sirius. I don't know how much we've given him since we've known him.
Right. Okay, since Sirius, how much money have we given you? Do you know?
I don't have a calculator.
Well, I'll tell you, I calculated.
But he said we don't give him any money.
$3,450. How much money have we given Eric since Sirius started? Do you know that answer?
No.
$1,533. Us off for more than double him. And you're on there crying like a little bitch how you don't get anything. I don't see if Eric gets something, how it has anything to do with you.
But by the same token, Eric is smarter.
Right.
And he didn't
right.
ask for it.
I think that's bogus, too.
I mean, you sound like a whining baby. First of all, this show doesn't owe you any money. Why are you comparing yourself to Eric? And by the way, in the comparison, you've wormed more money out of us than Eric ever has. What do you say to that?
But Eric asked and he got. You didn't ask.
Yeah, I did. I asked.
Who'd you ask?
Doesn't matter. No, he asks all the time. And my point is, with all his asking, he's made almost $4,000 in prize money. Eric hasn't made half of that.
I meant for the IQ test. Eric actually asked.
Eric actually asked at the end, and I said no, and he participated anyway, because he did, I gave him some money. But so what?
But he brought up the money. Jeff didn't.
What's that got to do with how much money you've gotten versus him? Shame on you.
But to say you've never gotten anything is ridiculous.
I never said I never got anything.
Yeah, Eric got money for taking the IQ test because I thought he was being gracious at the end, and I rewarded him.
He demanded money.
That's right, he did. But what's that got to do with you and how much money you get? You're silly. That was a world-class tantrum if I've ever heard one.
Yeah.
When you hear that, what does it make you think?
Yep, I'm ungrateful, right?
Yep.
No, I mean, do you really listen to that and get embarrassed for yourself?
Yeah, I do.
Because you should.
It's terrible. I mean, I was driving in my car, I actually got angry. I was like, does that guy have any idea we've given him so much money?
You actually laughed, probably.
No, I was like, wow, I got angry. I almost wanted to drive back and get on the air, but I came to my senses. I know better than that.
I have a new nickname for Bobo.
What's that?
Dumbo.
Yeah, I've heard that before. That's funny. Yeah, Bobo was he was destroyed.
I heard he was bummed, but John Hein was also very bummed.
Nah, John Hein has nothing to be bummed about. I mean, he wanted to be the smartest guy on the show, and he wasn't. But
I think it's fetched.
Were you upset that you were lower than Eric the Midget?
I don't believe it, Howard. I can't believe that.
Yeah, but we didn't lie.
I cannot believe. No, I bet I want to be tested about the same guy that tested Eric, giving me the same breaks that Eric got.
No, in fact, the guy said he believes Eric would be higher. He didn't give him any breaks. He says because of his multiple handicaps that he should have been given certain breaks.
Well, my doctor said the same thing. And he said I would have scored well into the 90s.
I guess you're just going to have to live with the result. Hey, Bobo.
Hey, how you doing, Howard? First of all, Jeff,
I didn't want to hang up on Jeff. Can you get Jeff back on? I locked him in, and it didn't stay locked. Hold on, Bobo.
Hey, and Howard.
Yeah.
Well, I have you on the line. The IQ betting, Part 2 is not up there. And I've been talking to Doug about this. Somehow Cablevision or someone screwed up, and it's like a cliffhanger. A lot of my friends said, well, we don't know who wins. It just shows you the betting, and then that's it. The show ends.
Is that right?
Part 2, yeah.
Hey, guys, you know that Part 2 of the IQ test isn't up on Howard TV?
Yeah, I think it's just a Cablevision issue. We're looking into it.
Oh, it's specific to Cablevision.
Correct.
All right.
I would think that Bobo wouldn't want it to air.
No, Bobo's proud of it.
No, it's not me. It's all my friends.
Oh. Yeah, it's not Bobo.
Not me.
It's Bobo's friends.
He's bringing it up, though. He must want to see it. Wants his friends to see it.
You couldn't get Jeff back on the line, Gary?
They're calling it. I mean,
No.
They probably shut his phone off.
We keep getting his answering machine now, Howard.
Did you get teased a lot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was in bad shape. I really was.
And what was your number again? I forget.
87, I think.
87?
Are you serious, Bobo?
Yeah.
Wow.
87.
I've forgotten.
I can't believe it.
I know. Jeez, that's...
It's like it didn't faze me at all because all my years that I worked, I did very well for myself.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to make big money.
You're like a dog. I think dogs have an IQ of 87.
He can be trained.
That is upsetting when you find out you're big dumb.
But
it is.
Does it really stay with you, or did you forget?
No, you know why now? Because I have everyone, like my wife and everybody's telling me, well, look at all the years you worked, and I'm still working, I'm saving people's lives, and I did good for myself. I made a lot of money. I have a house near the water. I mean,
you're saving people's lives?
Yeah, well, I give all these classes with, keep the drunks off the road.
Yeah.
I teach a lot of traffic safety.
So he teaches really things like you shouldn't drink and drive.
Yeah. They get a guy with an 87 IQ to teach you something everyone knows already.
Obvious.
Today I'm here to teach you not to drink and drive. Oh, really? We've never heard that theory before.
Why is that?
We thought drinking and driving was good. Thank you, Professor Bobo. I'm just saving lives.
No, we talk about the penalties, about Leandre's law and all that. So we try to educate people.
Yeah, well.
Make them see the light.
Can I ask Bobo a question? Bobo, because I know a lot of people deal with this. Do you believe in your heart now that the 87 number is true, or do you believe that it's not true?
I can't believe it's true now. I just know from what I did all my life, and just how I carry myself. And people look at it and go, you got an 87?
Yeah, maybe, you know what? Maybe you tensed up. Maybe that's... Oh, Jeff the Drunk is back. Sorry, Jeff. I didn't mean to hang up on you.
Yeah.
Bobo, you wanted to address Jeff. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, Jeff, for you to knock me, what's your claim to fame? Being drunk all your life? What did you do for society?
But he did beat you on the IQ test, Bobo.
Yeah, I'm 37 years. I got a pension coming in. I made almost under $100 grand. Okay, with my side business. What did you do all your life?
What did I do?
Yeah, what did you do besides live in a trailer?
What did you do besides be dumber than me?
Oh, that doesn't mean nothing. That was just a number.
What was your IQ, Jeff?
What's that?
What did you score?
89.
89.
It's 2 points. So I wouldn't be dancing in the streets over 2 points.
Yeah, but I got to tell you, Bobo, you rehearse your questions to me when you call in. That's a definite 87 move. Jeff doesn't do that.
It's not rehearsing. Remember I told you the reason why I do that? Because I think of things, I'll forget it. So I write it down.
Right.
That's what it is. I'll be driving in my car and think about something I want to ask.
Because sometimes he gets on and he reads the question.
He reads them.
Yeah, I know. I shouldn't do that. But I do for that reason, so I can retain it and remember everything I want to ask you.
Bobo doesn't seem that like an 87 to me. I was shocked by that, I got to admit. In fact,
It's really surprising what people can do with an 80-something.
Motivated guy.
Yeah.
You know, 7 more points. 7 less points, he's a moron. You realize that?
If you guys see me teach, you would say I can't.
Well, but the kids were throwing things at the back of your head.
Right, that's true. They were showing you no respect. Weren't they?
Oh, that was early on when I did driving. But you guys think I was just doing the driving part. That's what Sal thinks. I teach in the classroom.
Right.
That was when it was the 85
people.
What did you teach? The driving test?
Yeah, I teach driver safety.
Driver ed. You teach people how to drive.
You were my...
Driving safety.
Yeah, we go over basic law, everything.
Yeah.
10% off your insurance. The points come off your life. I do all that.
And you're good with simple math. 8 times 7, what is it?
7 times 8, 56. I'm faster than anybody.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
That's good.
9 times 9, 81. My mother drilled that in when I was a kid.
Oh.
Up to 9 times tables, before you even say it, I have the answer.
4 times 5.
20.
Look at this guy. It's on fire. They drilled it into him like hair plugs.
Yeah, it's just certain stupid stuff I retain,
13 plus 38. Quick.
Oh, no.
Oh.
It's just a 9 times table.
They didn't drill that into it.
All right, boys. Thank you. And, Jeff, you got plenty of money from the show. Don't feel slighted.
Jeff, don't be
a schnurro.
Apologize as a...
What is it, Jeff?
My furnace.
I won both my bets.
All right, shut up.
Ed, I told you John's not that smart.
He's smarter than you.
Well, yeah, but he can retain a lot of information. I just can't retain a lot of information.
121 is a nice score.
It's nice, but it's not. It's not what John thinks he is.
120 plus puts you in a different category.
Yeah.
One that you're not in.
Let's get our final results. Yes, Jeff the Drunk.
I'm going to jump up the...
Eric the actor.
The midget.
We promised him we're not doing that. Stop it.
Actor.
I hung up on him, Eric the actor.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
All right.
The guy's completely irate. Eric, I liked how you came through on this one. Bobo's livid. What's going on over there?
I'm in bad shape. Yeah.
Bobo, so what?
I'm so bummed.
Now you're retired. Who cares how smart you are?
I think people at your level enjoy life a lot more, Bobo.
That's right. You don't have to worry about that.
I look at him now and I see an overachiever.
Yeah, exactly. I see a guy who really made something out of his life.
You didn't see those.
Well, that I did, but on this part,
you have a brain the size of a pea, and you really.
You should feel very proud.
You have a family. You have a life. I mean, come on, you had a job.
Well, Dr. Sit this say this is a small spectrum, right? A small
of
area.
course. You're intelligent in other ways. Aren't you the guy who has a big shrine to me in his basement?
That's right.
Exactly. How many guys can put that together? All right.
All right. Well,
Can we bring Scott in here?
That's a good
I want to rub my
idea.
balls on his head when I beat him.
Well, you feel confident that you beat him?
Well, I mean, geez.
Well, you might only be tied.
No, that's true.
Okay,
You could
come on.
be
let's do it.
tied.
And I'm calling Eric the actor from now on. And I'm calling Bobo the mental midget. That's what do you think of that?
No.
You better get a nickname, Bobo.
Yeah. No, you're fine. Don't worry about it. You beat a lot of people. You beat Wendy.
Oh, gee, thanks. I'm in that company. I feel good.
All right, here we go.
Howard?
Yes.
Would the loser be willing to get teabagged? Are they that confident?
No one wants to get teabagged. Come on, let's have some fun.
Stop it. Yeah.
All right, Will, let's go. Will Murray, it all comes down to you.
Yes.
The smartest guy out of this group, but are you the smartest out of everyone who's taken the IQ test so far? In other words, did you beat Scott DePace?
And his 122.
Well, there's your name. It says Will Murray. I just haven't looked at the score yet. I'm going to take a peek. Let's see.
Take a little peek.
Wow.
What did you learn by that peek?
Now, let me ask Dr. Sitt a question, who administered these tests that were graciously sponsored by the company Loaded Questions. What a fun game. Easy rules, fun questions, no trivia. Get it for less than $25 at Target, Barnes & Noble, and LoadedQuestions.com. Dr. Sitt.
Yes.
Anything over 122 would be considered very intelligent, right?
Anything over 120 is considered superior, which you can say is very intelligent.
Yeah. Right.
And then once you break 129, you enter into the higher extreme, very superior range.
Ooh.
By the way, I'm looking at two very intelligent guys. They're in the ninth.
They don't act so intelligent.
One's
like 5-year-olds.
One's a little smarter than the other.
Does any of this test their maturity level? They're punching each other right now. All right. Scott DePace, you have a 122, which is impressive.
You've been reigning over the staff as the smartest person.
Does anybody think that Will tested, let's say, into the next category, let's say 130s?
Never. No.
No way?
I think he's in the mid. I bet he's a 125 is what I'm banking on.
I say 128.
If he gets into the 130s, is he a genius? Dr. Sitt?
He is in the very superior range, which is only 98th percentile and above.
If he gets over 130, that is. Okay, let's
So
find
there's
out.
only 2% of the population.
All right. So he would be in a category
Smarter than
with
him.
only 2% of the population smarter than him.
Yeah.
All right. That would be impressive, Will.
Thank you.
But let's see if he
Scott would be in that 98%, by the way.
Right. Scott would be someone. If you win this, Will, and you score really high, you would almost make DePace look ordinary.
I mean, I kind of feel that way already, so.
Right.
Well, that's how I feel about John now. John was supposedly this great, big, high entity. Now he's just normal.
But who elevated John to that?
I got news for you, Scott. I'm still smarter than you.
Oh, no. Came close, Johnny, but you did not beat him. All right, Will, time to find out.
What are we going to do here?
Here we go. Will
Murray. Going to drag this out a little more?
My associate producer overcame many hardships in his life, was sick at a young age, almost lost his life.
Hold it, I got to ask a question.
Until I called him and saved his life. Yes.
How is Gary going to boss Will around?
I'll tell you what. Don't you think if Will scores over, let's say, over 130...
He should take the job.
Yeah, and Gary should be the associate producer.
But going off of your thinking that IQ test, because you won't take one, IQ doesn't mean success, I can deal with you better than Will can. I'm not smarter than Will, but I can deal with you better.
Maybe I wouldn't be able to relate to Will if he's that smart.
That's right.
But
Two idiots talking is fine.
Maybe
Right.
the title should be reversed.
All right.
And Gary will just be the liaison to Howard.
Maybe we should paint your glass so no one can see you.
Let's put it this way, Will. If you test really high, you can fire Gary, and let's be done.
Nice.
All right, here we go, finally. All right, here we
Can I
go.
point out that Will can barely turn a computer on?
Is that right?
Yeah.
I can turn a computer on.
Barely.
This idiot.
Well, you know what? He has people like you to do that.
No, Will
Here we go. The guy, let's get the music going and let's find out. Enough discussion.
Yeah.
Still have waited long enough.
Is above that.
Okay, here we go.
Well, wait, one more question. You already know.
I now know.
But are there people here who think Will is in the very next category? He's not even close.
Fred, do you think Will is in the very next category?
Oh, man, this is where he could be right on the bubble.
Do you think yes or no? Give me a yes or no.
Do you think he beats Scott DePace by a lot?
No.
Or is
What
he
would be a
tied?
lot, Robin?
Yeah, what's a lot?
I would say 8 points.
Hey, but do you think
no
he'd beat
way.
him?
5
no way.
points,
No
yes.
way.
All right, let's go around the room.
Okay.
Scott DePace, do you believe Will beat you by 8 points?
No.
John Hein, do you believe Will beat him by 8 points?
Yes, I do.
Steve, what do you... Come on, Steve, what do you think? Do you think
I think it's going to be like 4 points.
Will the Farter, what do you think?
3.
Bobo, we don't care what you think at this time.
I would say 3 also.
3 also? You think
So
only
you know
by
it's
3
not
points?
3.
All right, Robin, what do you think? Yes or no?
He's over.
He's over.
Wow.
Coming in.
You're all wrong.
Scott DePace, you are still...
That's a tie.
122.
A 122.
Mr. 122.
But the man now, who is the reigning smartest guy on the show, is Will Murray.
Yes.
Coming in at... 130.
No way.
130.
That is significant. No way.
Eat it.
That's significant.
That's what's up.
Oh, my God.
Hey, all this time,
What
I'm
an
sitting next to a
underachiever
genius.
he is.
Beat you by 8 points.
Wow.
You by 9. I don't care. You care.
Wow.
Hey, I'm speechless.
You got him answering.
Like a
What,
genius.
Bobo?
And you got him answering phones?
I got him answering the phone. I got a guy with a 130 IQ answering the phone.
Thank God.
And he's happy about it. He loves it. What do you think of that?
I thought the whole test was retarded to begin with, but now it clearly says he's an intelligent person.
You don't know how many times he told me he said this test does not matter. It's
Well, you did.
Well, I guess it does matter.
Scott DePace, it was nice being the smartest guy, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
I'll admit it. Will beat me. 130, that's impressive.
It's a resounding win.
You know what? Scott didn't even have that much to crow about because he was 1 point ahead of Gary.
Yeah, I got a lot more than you. Take the test.
This is bragging rights.
Nice.
Take the test, Robin.
Anything you'd like to say to me?
Bragging rights.
I just said it. Congratulations. That's great.
And I am what?
I can't do that.
Come on. You can say it.
No, I can't. I'm a better golfer than you are. I can't say it.
Will Murray, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
An impressive showing.
Jeez.
I would like to thank, first of all, Dr. David Sid. I would also like to thank, I don't know the doctor's name who did Eric the actor.
Randy.
Randy. I would like to thank Randy. Eric, I'm really, Dr. Randy, Eric, I am very proud of you for participating and glad you did. And look how well you did.
Eric.
Are you pleased, Eric?
Yeah, I mean, I wish it could have been in the hundreds.
Right. Well, listen, think how Bobo feels. What is it, Bobo?
Do you have anything in the prize closet?
Sorry. What is that?
Do you have anything in the prize closet to take away this humiliation?
Bobo, even a prize won't take away that humiliation. You might as well not waste your time.
You can't wash that away.
You can't wash it. You did fine. You'll be all right.
We should thank our sponsor one more time.
I certainly want to. I want to thank IQ test results, of course, sponsored by Loaded Questions, easy rules, fun questions, no trivia. Get it for less than $25 at Target, Barnes & Noble, and LoadedQuestions.com. Ganji, surprisingly absent, ran right out. Couldn't take it.
Well,
he's directing for me.
I think the most bummed person is John Hein.
John Hein's taking it hard. I see him over there. He wanted to win. He wanted to be certainly smarter than Scott DePace.
He's just average.
Of course I wanted to do the best, but
Right.
I've said, and Will will attest to this, I've said all along, I didn't think I did that well, and I thought Will would do great, and he did.
Thank you for taking the test. I thought it was a lot of fun. All you guys are very brave. Bobo, Steve Grillo. Grillo, you got a little plug for yourself?
Yeah, I got. I made Top Shelf Liquor T-shirts. Benji got them on. SomeGuyT-shirt.com, and I'm working at Artichoke Pizza on 14th Street.
Well, for a guy with your IQ, that's a very good job.
And also, I finished my my TV pilot. We're shopping at the networks right now.
All right. Very good.
He's got his sizzle reel.
I got a
Bobo
sizzle
did
reel.
so poorly that he believes your TV show's going to end up on the air.
Yeah, go on to www.empiresafetycouncil.com and take my course down.
All right,
What?
Bobo. You can take his course.
Oh.
You know, who knows?
Yeah, but the T-shirts are available on that website. You can buy them there.
I understand.
We got it, Grillo.
Will the Farter, I'm going to ask you to hang around because you're going to delight us after the commercials with a beautiful holiday farting and queefing. Who did you bring with us to queef with you?
Vivian Von Queef.
Vivian Von Queef is with you, and you are going to do a holiday song for us next, and I'm excited. You're going to fart and do what you do, but you're a genius of that, and you have nothing to be
Forget
ashamed
that
of.
intelligent stuff.
That's right.
It's not for you.
You are bummed about it?
Absolutely.
Don't be bummed. I mean, you've got that ability to fart. You're going to go far in this world. You were in the movie 3D. I mean, what do you have to complain about?
Yeah.
Got anything you want to plug?
Save Your System.
Yeah, you don't sound too happy about that.
I'll plug it after that.
All right, plug it in.
I'll plug it after.
You regroup and do what you're best at, and then get the plug in. That's the best time to give it. Scott DePace, what do you want to plug?
Nothing.
Plug his head.
Plug his head? Oh, you mean hair plug? Oh, all right. Well, fair enough. Will, you're so smart. What are you thinking about right now? What intelligent thing are you thinking about?
My mind's blank.
Is it?
Like a true 130. No, I don't know, man. I don't know how realistic this
Only
stuff is.
2% of the world is smarter than you.
I don't believe that. I honestly believe.
Entire hand, but certainly a digit. But nonetheless, that is no reward system. It didn't encourage me. I'm terrible at maths now.
Let me reenact it. In other words,
I don't want to reenact it, Howard. It was awful. It's bad enough the first time.
What's 8 times 7?
Ah! No, don't touch me! I'll do whatever you say.
No, but that is traumatic. I mean, you were a young kid. Your parents couldn't protect you. You didn't go to them. And a neighbor, a much older neighbor, I would imagine. He
was like an old man. If it had been one of my peers, that would have been a date. You can't call that abuse. That's just good, harmless fun.
But you, and he would jerk you off, I guess, and suck the penis?
No. These were never that elaborate, because I think this man, in his heart of hearts, knew that I, as a 7-year-old boy, could not be a marital partner, and that spousal duties were always limited to. So, what it would be is to go, "Oh, well done, you've done very well with that mathematical problem. And to commend you," and then his hand would go down the back of my shorts and sort of cut my nuts, and then there would be occasional digital insertion. But that was that was normally for algebra.
Right.
These are in tough situations.
Yeah, when you're working through a problem.
Right, very much. I can smile about it now, but at the time it was terrible.
Do you think that you're kind of legendary from what I've read about you, that you've been with thousands of women? Thousands, literally.
Are you just trying to prove something?
Do you think that...
No, I don't think so. I don't think it's sort of because I'm no good at maths.
But wait, Russell, is it because you think... Hey, here a guy, in a way, I've talked to other guys who have been molested or something's happened to them with other men, and their whole lives they're trying to prove, in a sense, hey, I'm not gay, I love women, there's no way, they almost think they brought it, you know what I mean? Maybe this is a reaction to it.
No, I don't think so, because I don't think that it was defined by gender, I think it was generational. I think that the women thing is affirmation of a type of masculinity. I think, I think there's an element of that, but also just, it's difficult, because I'm an analytical person, but I think some of the sex stuff is just biological imperative, because it's such fun. Then there's the cultural, masculinity through sex, and then I've got addictive tendencies.
But older people have always been into you. I mean, in other words, you lost your virginity to a 61-year-old woman, right?
What?
Hold on. Now, look. You're making me come across as some sort of charity for the elderly.
No, wait. Come on. Were you sort of taken advantage of by adults? How old were you when you banged a 61-year-old woman?
When I was about 19, there was a romantic liaison with a lady that was a little bit older, but that was
61. Well, not a little bit older.
She wasn't 61. I think she was probably in her 50s, and I certainly wouldn't class that as abuse. That was just when dates go wrong.
I don't say abuse. I'm just saying that it's a weird. Did you lose your virginity to her or no?
No. I'd already lost my virginity to some prostitutes in Hong Kong when I was 16.
That's a weird thing too.
That is unusual.
Your mom had already died, I guess, right?
No. My mum lives
still
on.
alive.
She thrives.
And your dad took you to visit prostitutes in Thailand.
Yeah, I mean, that's not how the holiday was sold. It was much more, let's get to know each other. But what we did get to know was the world of illicit
Did you think
sex.
It was weird that your father was bringing you to a prostitute? I mean, he's married to your mother.
Did he?
No, they split up when I was born. My parents split up when I was born. I had a sort of sporadic relationship with my father.
So he said, look, let me get to know you. I'll take you to Thailand.
Let's see your moves.
He went with you and your brother?
No, just me. There's just me. There's no other children.
Okay. And you go to Thailand with your dad, who you kind of know, you haven't had a close relationship with, and he takes you to a brothel. He takes you to see hookers.
Yeah.
And you're fucking hookers with your dad in the room?
That is an accurate portrayal of events.
Wow.
Yeah, that was unusual.
You don't think that screwed your head up?
Well, who's to say? I mean, it's difficult because I've got no frame of reference.
You were able to perform with your father watching.
I must say that sometimes it was tricky on accounts of, as I said, because fathers generally are quite well endowed.
Yes.
Not only that, there's a pigmental difference. They tend to have a darker coloured genital region. I've noticed the father I noticed this as a young boy. They're much browner in the genital department. It was off-putting, but the main thing was I was like 16 and there was naked women, so it was very alluring.
Where do you go? You go to a house of prostitution in Thailand?
No, it starts off, Howard, like you go into like a bar and there's just women dancing in swimsuits. And I was 16, so I was overwhelmed. But bloody hell, there's women in swimsuits. There's women in swimsuits.
Hot?
Yeah, all right, mate. Like sort of beautiful Asian women. Yeah, they were lovely. Right, and then what happens is the women come over and start talking to you, and that was exciting. So I was 16, I'd just been normal school, I didn't have any birds before that. Then the women come back to the hotel every stage. I'm excited, and then it becomes actual sex. But I sort of initially did fall in love with a prostitute. I have to leave now before I fall in love with you, she said, about 4 o'clock in the morning. There was some difficulty getting an erection, probably because my dad was there.
Wow.
That may have been a contributory factor.
And he was having sex too.
He had 2 of them, but then he was my dad.
So you're in the room with your dad.
Yes.
And he's banging 2 prostitutes in front of you. And
yeah, or beside me, right beside
and
me.
And you've seen his penis and...
Saw his genitals. But like, that wasn't disturbing.
Was that weird?
What was tough, Howard, right, is like this, to hear sex talk from, you know, another person, any other person.
Yeah.
Not
See,
nice.
I think you're making it a routine at this point, but this is your real life.
It's still
Russell,
a routine.
Wait a second. Stop all of this. This is a major thing.
I don't know.
Your dad is banging prostitutes in a room with you. Later on, you become a heroin addict.
That did happen, yes.
Yes, for 11 years you suffered.
No, 4 years. 4 years of heroin addiction, but like other drugs, yeah, about 11 years, yeah.
And it could have ruined your life. You could have died. You could have, you overcame it, I guess. You're on the wagon,
yes,
right?
6 years.
Congratulations.
Cheers.
But it is very difficult. Don't you think all of this frenzy, carrying on with thousands of women and heroin and all of it is a reaction to this bizarre child? This is a bizarre childhood, isn't it?
Well, yes, some of it was quite bizarre, but like everyone was trying their best, and who knows what I'd have turned out like. It's worked out sort of all right, really. I mean, undoubtedly.
Has it? I mean, to go through heroin use and all of that, I mean, has it really worked out okay?
he's talking about on the other side now.
On the other side now, 6 years clean, everything's all right.
Yeah.
You know, I'm
How'd
having
you
a
get
nice
clean?
time.
Yeah,
I had to go into rehab. 3 months, yeah. 3 months.
Tell
yeah,
Artie
3 months
he has to
rehab.
go away for 3 months.
I've been clean for 3 months.
Artie, one day at a time, mate. Good, best of luck with it all.
Thank you. No, I mean,
nasty business.
It is. How do you get into heroin? I mean, that's a dangerous thing. That's a hardcore drug.
With me, it was a very cliched descent into addiction. Started off like just smoking pot a lot and drinking a lot of booze, and then like that stopped doing the job. I wanted oblivion, just to obliterate all thought, just to blanket out all awareness, and eventually heroin is the one job that does that. It smashes you into a womb, a loss of thought, absolute nothingness, a brown, comfortable blanket of nothingness.
Would you snort it or shoot it?
No. In the UK, it's very fashionable to smoke it off of foil with crack, which is the way that I used it.
I see. And you become horribly addicted to this. And do you have a career at that point? Were you on the radio?
It was impeded. I was working at MTV at that time.
Okay.
And like that, but it was like hectic. That's how I had the money to afford my habit. It was like because I was doing sort of like TV presenting. Would
MTV pay you a lot of money in England? Here they're infamously cheap in the United States, and I imagine in England it's a smaller market.
It's not loads of money, mate. But before that, I was on welfare and signing on and stuff. So for me, it was a lot of money.
A big deal, right?
Yeah.
So this is some background you have. I mean, it's quite incredible. And you've written a book about your life?
Yeah, my Bookie Wook, it is called.
It's called Bookie Wookie.
My Bookie Wook.
Bookie Wook.
My Bookie Wook.
My Bookie Wook.
That's what it's called, Howard.
Yeah, Russell Brand's book, My Bookie Wook, hits stores today, and this is all about your life.
And does it talk about all of this stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. Otherwise, I'd be embarrassed to talk about it on here.
You might keep that quiet.
When you were saying that stuff, I thought it is in that book, so what can I tell you?
Did you bang any of the women in Forgetting Sarah Marshall for real? They were very attractive girls.
No, like I was unable to, Howard, and it weren't for want to try. And let me tell you, I was 3 months on that island. It was very challenging.
Attractive girls. In
Beautiful. Mila Kunis, incredible. She, of course, goes out with Home Alone star Macaulay Culkin. So
really?
Yeah, well, there it is.
That's who she's with?
That's who she's having.
He was hanging around on the set?
He's a nice lad and everything, but he's the lad out of Home Alone. He's going out with Mila Kunis. She's a sexually active woman. You know, I don't know.
Let me ask you something. You said when you were addicted to heroin.
Yes.
I don't know if this is in your book or not. I don't know if this was all happening at the same time. You wanted to prove to yourself you weren't gay. I don't understand this. And you jerked a guy off?
It wasn't like I wanted to prove that I wasn't gay. It's that I wanted to prove that the nature of sexuality, is it learned, your sexuality, or is it inherent? Are you born with your sexuality, or do you learn it because your environment?
This was that important for you to find out?
That's good heroin.
When does that part ever occur to you?
It's good gear. I can hook you up. Blow the 3 months away. Go nuts.
No wonder you wanted to drown out all the thoughts in your head.
Right.
So in other words...
But I did a lot of things. It was for the telly, Howard. I was nuts. I'd do anything to get outside of it. Another episode, I had a bath with a homeless bloke. I thought, oh, why is there such a problem as homelessness? It's because we think they're dirty. Let's get a homeless person to live in my house. I'll have a bath with him. He had all ulcerated legs, pus swimming out into the bath water in clouds. Bathed with him. That was one episode.
Why?
To prove that... Well, it's because I was on drugs. But the logic that I sold the TV company company was, it's because we think that homeless people are different from us, that they're dirty, that we hold them arm's length, that we don't address the problem.
So you jerked the guy off on TV?
Right, and the logic behind that one...
You beat the guy off on TV?
Yeah.
You jerked off a man on TV?
I jerked him off with this hand, my right hand that I hold before you now, Howard Stern. I leaned down and I touched that limp flesh rag till it spat out grey jizz, grey ribbons of ungrateful sperm, like a ticker-tape parade for nobody.
How was that?
It messed me up. I didn't enjoy it, Robin. I've got to tell you, it was unpleasant.
Really?
I didn't like it. It was anathema.
Who was the guy?
He was called Gary. I met him in a gay bar in Soho in London.
Gary Carter?
That's the fella.
No.
Gary Carter.
Seriously, no, it was a guy named Gary.
Guy called Gary. We went into this gay bar. We just went up to him and goes, oh, we're making a documentary to see, is sexuality inherent or is it learned? Do you want me to go and wank you off? That's English for jerk off. Wank you off in the toilet. And he went, yeah. Then we went into the toilet. The cameraman held the camera.
How long did it take for him to come?
Initially I was reluctant, right? Because I was sort of half-heartedly doing it, but you've got to get all the way in the bed. You can't sort of, so I was doing it sort of tentatively.
Did you use lube?
No, I just used my hand and what God gave me. And then he goes, can I touch yours as well? And I goes, oh, fuck off, mate, give us a break. And then the director of the programme goes, go on, Russell, it'll be funny. And because of it'll be funny, that's got me into all sorts of shit all through my life. So I pulled down my trousers and pants, and there my genitals were, like, all sort of limp and rubbish. And he sort of started mauling at them. But then there's some egocentric pride kicked in, and even though I'm not gay, I still thought, I want to be good at wanking off this guy.
Wow.
So I committed to it, and, he finished, and then it's, as I say, he spat his seed, and that was the
So, but
end of the
other than
scenario.
that, that's the only gay experience.
Yeah, other than that, mate.
Did you get excited at all?
No, I found it very, very unpleasant. And it so it shows to me that.
So you never came from it?
Oh God, no, it didn't. It was like I looked at my genitals; they looked like someone else's, all sort of like Play-Doh, just sort of like chicken skin.
Well, that's a good sign. But you've had three. You've done it all with women. You've had famous women. You've certainly. Here, I'll tell you.
What
your resume.
famous women?
This is my resume.
Let's see. You had Kate Moss. That's great.
There were liaisons. Of course, I don't like to hurt people's feelings by being explicit.
But boy, that's got to be great.
She's like a magical fairy person.
I mean, to see her naked, she is beautiful, stunning woman. I mean, sounds like she's got her drug problems too, but...
I don't know about all that, Howard.
Right.
I don't know about that, mate, but like she was very beautiful.
How long did you bang her for?
I mean, only saw her a few times. Remember, this was like the precipice of becoming famous. I just got a phone call, she would like to go, would you want to meet Kate Moss?
She called you?
Someone called on behalf of her.
Wow.
And I said, yeah, I would like to meet her. Met her on several occasions, but it was like going out of Elvis. It didn't sort of make sense. I couldn't assimilate it into my
Were you on drugs at that time?
No, I was clean.
You were clean, okay.
Yeah.
You hooked up with Amy Winehouse?
No, there was nothing. Amy's a friend of mine, there's been no
What's going to be with her? Do you think she's going to make it?
She needs to. I think she's such a talented person. I think she'll be all right.
She is talented, no question. But is her demons? Are her demons so strong that she'll never survive it? I mean, it seems to me...
I think it's difficult. Hopefully, she's got so much talent. I just hope that she, I hope she will be all right.
But she seems horribly addicted.
Are you in touch with her?
Yeah, she's my mate. Yeah.
Courtney Love too, another.
She's again a friend. There's been no.
Never banged her.
Wouldn't actually know, Howard. No, we're friends.
It's hard to go from Kate Moss to Courtney, isn't it?
But they all have their qualities.
I mean, there's a whole bunch of girls now. I mean,
so far you've only hit on one that he's done anything with.
I don't know.
Besides talk.
Yeah, you got any other good
Now
ones?
listen, Robin, I didn't make these claims. I didn't swagger in here like a pirate and say I've had sex with loads of famous women. I sat here quietly and talked about sexual abuse in a very sensible fashion for 20 minutes, then was hit with a list.
Well, I mean, there's so
Grey jizz, everything we covered.
I mean,
Grey jizz popped up, yes.
Here's a sex story about you. Tell me if it's true or false, because your book sounds like it's quite interesting. You had sex with a stripper in your apartment. You've had many hookers. You enjoy hookers?
Yes, I did sleep with a lot of prostitutes, yes.
You did.
You like paying for it?
It's not that I like paying for it. It's just sometimes you sort of, as a younger man, I sort of didn't have the wherewithal to seduce women. And sometimes, you want the final product without so much of the heartache and agony of revealing that you
How much money is a hooker in England?
Well, it varies. I mean, you can spend as little as £30, which is like sort of $50, but then you're getting an experience that will make you feel you're involved in the sex trade. But for more money, you can have like a wonderful, magical illusion and a distraction. I must say, I don't get involved with that sort of business
you
now.
guys have a lot in common. Artie goes to hookers as well.
Hold on, I don't go to prostitutes anymore. Not since I've been clean and serene.
It goes hand in hand with heroin.
It does.
I think.
Yeah. Well, Artie is actually kind of falling in love with one of his prostitutes. She doesn't charge him anymore.
That's magical that's happened to you.
Think, well, it's very special what we have.
Yes, as a matter of fact, it did. I did feel like one feels if you cross that line, once you break down that financial boundary, you do feel like Christopher Columbus discovering new countries.
Yeah, no, it's a big deal.
It's a big deal because that's their livelihood, isn't it?
Sure.
It's not like getting a free meal in a restaurant. It's better.
So
Way better.
You're having sex with a stripper in your apartment, and she started complaining to you that you didn't give her an orgasm, and then you spit on her.
Hold on now. Remember, this is when I was on drugs. All these things when I was on drugs. Remember, I'm clean now, so you can't do me for it.
You're a different guy than
Different guy then.
Is your career exploding at this point because you're having a good run now? After Sarah Marshall, it seems like now Adam Sandler's going to put you in a movie.
Yeah.
Have you shot that yet?
I've done one. I did a Disney film with Adam Sandler, and he's producing a film I'm doing later on this year or next year. Yeah.
Wow. So hooking up with him as a friend has been very, very good.
He's been lovely. Yeah.
Yeah, very good to you. And then also it says here you're about to star in the next Pirates of the Caribbean.
There was some talk about all of that, but I think that's just because I dressed strange. I think they thought I could save money on wardrobe. There's no one's ever said have this money.
Anything. All right, so you got that coming up. There's a couple other films coming out, right?
Yeah, Arthur, remaking that film Arthur.
Really?
Yeah, I'm doing that. I'm playing Arthur.
Isn't that a hard film to remake? Arthur to me was such a perfect film.
It was brilliant, wasn't it?
And Dudley Moore was brilliant.
Amazing man.
Isn't it hard in a way to have to try to duplicate that kind of success?
I don't know yet, but I just think theatre productions get put on over and over again, and sort of if someone offered it me, do you know what I mean? I've got all right, I'm well up for it.
Are you a millionaire at this point?
Yes.
You are? Wow.
Yeah,
Did you make millions in England?
England. Like the bookie work sold loads. And I do stand-up. I'm a stand-up comic, and you get a lot of money for that.
Right, wow, good for you. Well,
Cheers,
sounds
Howard.
great. Russell will be signing
So now
copies.
you're here to conquer America?
Just come over here to, just try my hardest, be nice, keep out of mischief.
Who are you with now? Who are you
I don't have girlfriends. It's not in keeping with my lifestyle. I just sort of try and meet people and have liaisons and quest for love and salvation.
No, but do you ever get into a long-term thing with them?
No, it never happens.
You never fall in love?
I do regularly, yeah, but it has no longevity.
I'm not talking about lust. I'm
talking about love as well. I look at women, sometimes you think, once you don't believe in God anymore, what's left? There's only love. And I kind of believe in universal love, but also sometimes you think a woman can save you. That's what I think, a woman can save me. I believe in it, but then it passes.
I see. But
Russell
it's almost like your character in the movie.
It is. They based it on me. They changed it.
What is your longest relationship been with?
Well, just sort of, they maybe sort of a few months, 6 months here and there. Yeah, I find it hard to maintain.
To stay maintained.
Yes, exactly.
Well, who do you hang out with? You got guy friends?
Yeah, loads. I hang around with my mates all the time, and I've got female friends as well. But it's just I find it hard to be in a conventional relationship.
Why did Bob Geldof call you a cunt?
I think he felt that I was one. I guess. I mean, but I had I messed him up for it though. He goes right. Here he goes. I was hosting the NME Awards in London. He goes, Russell Brand, what a cunt, right? And I goes, Bob Geldof there, right? Now, where's my brilliant comeback? He may have what did he say? I don't like Mondays. Oh yeah. No wonder he's such an expert on famine. He's been dining out on I don't like Mondays for 30 years.
And
not bad, right? One hit. No, that was a retrospective. That's what I hit him back with after the cunt thing.
Well, listen, you're on a roll.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
I got a question because there's one thing I read that Russell did, and I want to know if when you did this, were you on drugs or not?
Go on, mate.
Did you, after 9/11, the next day, you came in just as Osama bin Laden?
Yeah, I was on crack then, mate.
Were you?
Yeah, so don't carve me up for that. I was on crack, and also it's just because everything was going so mad, I just thought, sort of blew me away a little bit.
You were working at MTV
irresponsible.
at the time. You were on crack, and it was the day after 9/11.
Yeah, it was.
And so you dressed up as Osama bin Laden.
Yeah, that was very, very. I didn't mean no disrespect to anyone, but I was on crack, and it was just like everything was going a bit hectic. And I took my drug dealer to work that day as well, and he was there in the building with me. It was a lot of madness.
Did you get fired for that?
Yeah,
I
did.
You
they
lost
sacked
your
me.
job at,
I paid the price.
You've already paid for that.
In a way, they encouraged you to be outrageous, and then you were outrageous, and they fired you.
Go on, go crazy. Not that crazy. Get out.
Right. Yeah. That's the problem I have.
That's the game.
That's not fair to someone who you encourage to be wild.
Yeah, they mislead you. They laugh at you, and then once a some glass gets broken, where are they?
Well, do you think you know the boundaries now? Do you think you know how to play within a certain, or you're likely to do this again?
I want to be successful because I've got ambitions and all that sort of stuff, but I don't want to compromise so that there's no point in doing it anymore. So I'm not myself no more. It's a tightrope act, isn't it? But I don't know. I mean, all my life there's been aggro. So if there's problems in my career, it's just the same as when I was a kid. So I can take it.
Well, I'll tell you, Russell, I wish you luck with the new book. It's called My Bookie Wook. What does that mean, bookie wook? That's a British expression?
It comes from like the Clockwork Orange, that Anthony Burgess novel, and like, you know, they say eggy wegs and gutty woots and say stuff because I like it because it's got all, as you've said, it's got all those harrowing things in it, all that sort of stuff from childhood, and then it's called My Bookie Wook, so it sort of undermines the pathos. But it's mostly a funny book. I just wanted it to be funny.
And the book was a big hit in England.
Yeah, sold like 1 million of them. Like, it was #1 for ages.
Oh,
like,
fantastic.
yeah, it did really well.
Is it frustrating to you to be a big star in England and then not be known that well here?
Yeah, it is a bit, mate, because like people in England go, "Oh, do you like it not being famous?" I fucking hate it. Do you know what I mean? Because like I've got used to being famous, and then the kickbacks.
Then you come here and
no one knows. No one gives the monkeys. So you have to sort of. It makes you realise though that fame is subjective and meaningless.
I can relate to that. Early in my career, Robin and I were very successful in Washington D.C.
Yeah.
In Washington, we had an 8 rating, which is huge in the morning, and I was like this big star. And then I'd come to New York to visit my family, and no one knew who I was.
Yeah, it was like you didn't even exist.
And I said, gee, that sucks. I mean, I got to get to New York so people will see that I'm somebody. It really was very frustrating to me.
Right.
Do you find a difference between American women and British women?
Not in an essential way. I think ultimately we're all the same.
$10. It's a $10 difference.
$10 difference?
No paying for it, Artie.
Yeah, no. I'm done with that.
It's exploitative.
I agree with you. I'm done with that like you.
We must heal ourselves, you and I.
After the MTV Awards, did you get any...
death threats.
Did you get... No, oh, you got death threats?
Death threats.
Why? What did you say? That
I said some stuff about George W. Bush, and people death threatened me. But I think if you're going to threaten to kill someone, that's just give me a warning.
I think what it is that Americans can make fun of George W. Bush, but they don't like when a guy from England comes over.
I appreciate that now. Yeah, I made a mistake.
You don't care. Is it hard for you to relate to Americans? I mean, you're keyed into the whole British thing. Is it hard to come over here and translate?
I don't think so, because I think things that are really funny are universal. Of course, there's different cultural references, but no, it isn't.
It works out fine.
And no one has problems understanding you.
Nah. Because, because I go into an archaic Victorian, oh, hello, darling, nice to see you, you know, sort of go into Dickensian language. People like it.
And how long is your show? An hour?
Hour and a half.
Hour and a half. You get up there, you talk, you got the microphone, and you let it go.
Tell some stories that's prepared, and then improvise as well, and see how it goes, you know.
Very good. And
you like this stand-up thing?
I live for it. It's my life.
You love it? Because you
yeah.
hear so many stand-up comedians go, oh, it's torture. I hate it.
Get me off the road.
I got to get me off the road. I want to be something else. I want to be a... You know, you like it.
Because you've got an audience there. There's no censorship. You can do whatever you want to do. You're free in a room with people. You can see their eyes. They can touch you. After the show, you can seduce them. It's magical.
Who was your inspiration growing up in
Pryor, Bill, like this is when I was older, but like you know, the comedians are my Richard Pryor, Lenny Bruce, Bill Hicks. When I was a kid, though, it's like more English comedy, 40 Towers, things like that.
I see. And how old were you when you got up on a stage for the first time?
15. I'd done a school play at my normal school that I went to, Bugsy Malone. I was fat when I was a little kid, and I played like Fat Sam in Bugsy Malone.
And when do you say I'm going to go try stand-up comedy? That's a ballsy move.
When after that, I got a grant to go to a drama school. I got thrown out of that drama school because I was a drug addict and I was crazy. And then I started doing stand-up because you're not dependent on anyone else. You can do it on your own.
And you tried it. At first, was it difficult?
Really hard, and I was bad at it because I was on drugs. So I did crazy things. Used to talk about very controversial things and got into fights. Got arrested once. Got hospitalised in Edinburgh. Gashed up all my leg. Had to have my leg stitched up. It was trouble.
Wow. And you're not banging anyone here in America right now?
Well, yeah, I am. Actually, as a matter of fact, some really beautiful people.
And you went to rehab not only for drugs, but for sex addiction.
That's a different world.
Well, why sex addiction? Are you addicted to sex? Do you think there's a problem there?
I think any behaviour that you can't control and that starts to have a detrimental effect on your life could be classed as addiction, whether it's to do with food or sex or anything.
Absolutely.
How was sex? Wait a minute. How was sex such a out-of-control thing? What were you doing?
Well, what it was is my management, who look after me and look after me very well, they'd seen that the drug thing had worked out. Then they noticed I was having sex a lot of the time and I was always on about it or doing it or talking about it, and they thought it was getting silly. So they said, look, you go away for a month to this place. But I got there, and all it is with me is like I meet lots of girls and I love it and I'm passionate about it, but the people there had problems that were much more stark, and like some problems were illegal. So when I got there, I was a bit scared by it, but I had to stay because they wouldn't let me leave.
Well, I'll tell you something. You know, I think with you, I don't know you real well, but just hearing you today, I would say, look, you probably had a sex addiction, not for the sex, but you're a people addict. You need to have somebody in your company all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And you need people with you. And not necessarily it's about the sex. It needs you, they actually make you feel good. They make you feel validated, right?
Close,
Something like that?
Yeah, maybe
it
it's
sounds
to do
like
with
that.
Yeah.
All right, listen, what the hell do I know?
That's too heavy. Don't end the interview on that. End on a high note.
A high note?
Well, something jolly.
All we've done is...
Because otherwise I'm going to think
All right,
about,
here,
there's been too much therapy.
Ken, you're on the air.
Determine what the problem is. We haven't found a solution.
There's been no solution.
Do they have a lot of... who else is in sex rehab? I would imagine, these sex rehab is these pedophiles, these guys who go away and they like little children.
There was there was a fella there who had married a 15-year-old. There was lots of crazy stuff going there. I found it very hard to sleep at night. I was listening to the floorboards the whole time. I thought I'm going to hear people creeping around. It was an edgy experience, very edgy.
Absolutely. What you describe is so true. I mean, and do you make friends with these pedophiles?
Well, what's difficult is they're sort of quite nice when you know it.
They're probably charming.
If you're not a little kid, it ain't a problem if someone's a pedophile. You're out of their remit. Do you know what I mean? You're an adult.
They weren't interested in you.
They left me well alone. I mean, I dressed up in pigtails. I tried everything. Gingham frocks.
Are there women in the sex rehab with you as well?
There was one. She didn't last long. Poor cow.
Yeah, right.
Must have been murder. All that attention.
Did you end up banging her?
No, I didn't actually. She was just there for the first day that I was there. Then she graduated, and one could see why a life of sexual addiction might have appealed to her.
Yes. Has your outlook on sex changed since you went to sexual rehab? Do you try to stay in a loving relationship?
No, he doesn't.
No.
I don't try to stay in a loving relationship.
So you're still a sex addict?
Well, what I try and think is put other things in my life first. Don't do things that are detrimental to myself or others that upset people. Certainly wouldn't consider paying for sex and all those kind of things. That's what I've
Do you wear rubber when you have sex with women, or do you just can't handle that?
No, I generally speaking really try. Safe sex, I think, is very, very important, particularly when the figures start getting up there. I think you've got a responsibility to others.
With the hookers, yeah. But have you ever gotten a girl pregnant? Have you ever had a kid?
I've no children.
No children. That's a miracle.
No children.
That's a miracle.
Maybe
I know,
there's something wrong.
No. Hey! That's not on, Robin. I reckon my sperm could drill through that glass.
Yes, Ken, go ahead.
Russell, I never heard of you before, but you're one interesting motherfucker.
Thanks, Ken. You seem like a nice man.
This is one of Howard's best interviews. I mean, I'm going to watch. Anyway.
This is the beginning of Russell's ascent into American pop culture.
We're the start.
I think we just...
Do you think so?
Well, look what Ken just said.
Ken said I'm a lovely motherfucker.
Ken said he didn't give a shit about you. Now he cares about you.
Is Ken
you're interesting, man. This was one of the most interesting pieces of radio in a long time, and I love this show. So,
thanks, man. Ken.
Well,
that's an honor.
That speaks well, and believe me, I'm telling you, if you can win over my audience, you're well on your way.
Wicked. Oh, well,
let me ask you something. You're aware of the Howard Stern show over in London.
Yeah,
what did you think? What did you ever get copies, or what did you do?
I watched that movie. Everyone's aware of this show because it's like an iconic show. And also, when I would sometimes get thrown off of the radio, they'd say he's like the British Howard Stern. Sometimes they would say.
Yeah, but
always when they're getting thrown off.
Well, Russell, you'll be happy to know I'm insane.
Oh, that's lovely. That's comforting.
All right, Russell Brand's book, My Bookie Wook, hits stores today. I will have to read this book. Yes.
Quick question. You threw off an Anthony Burgess reference.
Yes, mate.
Clockwork Orange. That was a great reference, man, and that should be expanded maybe at a future interview again.
All right, we'll talk about literature if I ever come back.
How tall are you, Russell?
I'm 6'2", Howard.
6'2". Robin, I think, is quite taken with you.
Are you?
Well, you're cute.
Well, that sounded dismissive, and I'm looking for love.
No, you're not.
I am in all the wrong places.
You would do, Robin, would you? Have you ever had a black woman?
Yeah, Robin, good. Yeah, loads.
There are loads of black women.
Because I live in London, and because I like flesh also.
Yes.
Voluptuous people, curvy people, people that are vivacious and brimming with life.
What do you think, Robin? Did you guys hook up or what? What do you think?
Look, don't try to match me up here on the show.
You know, like in Midnight Express when she pushes her boobs against that glass? Will you do that, Robin? Go on.
Oh, she does that for all the guests. Pleasure to meet you.
You too.
And great having you here. And I want to thank you. And come back and see us again.
That's very kind of you.
All right, Russell Brand, everyone.
Russell, how'd it go, man?
Oh, it's really nice. He's such a nice person. Yeah, it was lovely. I really, really enjoyed it. And I do fancy Robin.
Oh, really? Do you think there's a little chemistry between you two, right?
Did you? Because Howard said that there maybe was, yeah, because she looks like she'd look after you. But she's probably got a husband, has she?
No, man, she's single. She likes younger guys.
Really? Because I'm younger, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
There we go,
Maybe
then.
Next time
we'll
you
put it
come
out
on,
there.
man.
Why leave it that long? I mean, I ain't going to burst back in there. It's gone well. I don't want to nose it out. But, like, yeah, she's cracking, man. Hello, all right, mate. Hello there. Hello.
So, Russ.
Fuck off.
Hey, how's it going, man? That was great, brother.
Nice one. Thanks. Great
You're
to meet
great.
you.
You're hilarious. It sucks I gotta go on after you.
Oh, no.
That was great. Thanks, brother. You were great. Thank you. I love you. I'm a fan of you, dude. When are you playing here?
Thursday, 8 p.m. You can come if you want.
Shit, I love you,
up?
but I'm performing.
You working?
Too. Nah, I'm on tour right now.
Of course, right.
But I love you, dude.
Nice one, I appreciate that. Thanks for coming to say so. Thank you. Thanks very much. Cheers. Take it easy. Thank you.
Russell,
See you.
so what do you like about doing Howard's show?
Because it's very authentic and honest, and although he's combative, it's only in a sort of he's got a warm heart. You can see he's not like a nasty person. He's warm, but he's just addicted to authenticity and truth. And so if you're truthful, you're all right. Like I think if he was a person who was full of shit or phony, you'd get messed up in there.
You seem to be very comfortable in there.
Yeah.
Meeting him the first time, you were able to talk about a lot.
Yeah, because I'm familiar with his work and everything, and what he's I admire him. So
Cool. So you had a good time today?
Yeah, I loved it.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good luck with the book.
Thanks a lot.
It's enough.
High Times Cannabis Cup judge and Fuck Madonna. Great to be here. Go back 20 years with Howard. On tour with Steven Adler. Adler's GNR.
So it's been a while since both of you've been on the show.
I was on Drake before you guys went from to here.
Yes.
I like that.
So you guys must be excited to be back.
Very excited. Yeah, I love Howard.
Yeah,
we listen to him on the bus every day.
Brother, we're in his book. Did this book signing party with him. Played his birthday party at Tavern on the Green.
So what are you guys going to be talking about today?
The tour we're doing, my book that's coming out next year, 2 movies that we've been part of.
Promiscuity, substance abuse,
music, rock and roll.
Sounds like it's going to be a fun interview.
It'll be interesting.
All right, guys, we'll see you in there.
Thank you.
But the reason Steven Adler's coming in today, and I guess you know Stephen best from Sober House and Celebrity Rehab, but Stephen hooked up with Chip's Enough, so Chip's with him.
Yeah, I saw Chip out there.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Didn't get to say hello.
Well, I'll have Chip come in with him.
All right.
That's there's Steven, and there's Chip. Look
What's
at Chip.
up,
Chip
Steve?
got a new hat.
Chip.
But always a hat.
Good seeing you.
Chip's the best, man.
Chip, man, you look beautiful in that hat. Jesus Christ, you got more handsome. You son of a bitch.
The people he hangs out with.
Take the hat off, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
The headphones are attached. You got to lose the hat.
I can't do this.
No.
What is that, a sun hat?
You know why? Because the.
It'll just.
That's
keep
just,
you
I'm
from
getting ready to move to
Chip.
Florida.
How are you?
You look great.
Well, thank you.
My grandmother had a
Beautiful,
Robin.
chiseled black woman. Wow.
Very sexy,
I
beautiful.
hailed
chiseled
you.
woman.
By the way, before I get to Steven's great story and the new band that you guys put together and all of that, Chip, you doing okay? How are you, man? I haven't seen you in years.
Yeah, I can come in here and complain and say, I've lost half my band to drugs, and it's just Donnie and myself left. But I've been making
Is
music.
Enough's Enough still around?
We did a record.
You and Donnie?
Donnie's back?
I left it in your office.
Donnie's great.
Yeah, he's one of the greatest singers around.
Now, why doesn't Donnie join Steven's band? I don't understand.
He doesn't have the voice that we're looking for. He's got a great voice. I love Donnie, but it's just not the voice that
You didn't hear him in your head as the lead singer of your band?
No. And we're doing a lot of the songs. Well, actually, this tour is all the songs from GNR that I wrote and recorded with them.
Right.
So I needed that kind of steer. And we got a great guy named Sheldon Tarsha, and it's going really great. In fact, we're playing this Friday. I was hoping you'd come down and play a song with us.
Oh, wow. That's very nice of you. In fact, let me promote everything. But first of all, Steven, as you know, is on the Sober House, Celebrity Rehab. How you doing with that, by the way?
That has been going great.
Are you really off heroin?
I'm off heroin.
Yeah. Are you on heroin, Chip?
You know better than that. I just smoke more pot than Pablo Escobar. That's it.
Now, are you a good influence on Steven? I mean, when he's smoking his weed, you don't want to smoke any weed?
I'll take a hit now and then.
Is that right? Does Dr. Drew know that?
Dr. Drew does know that.
He's okay
In fact,
with that?
Who is this here?
Russell Brand.
Russell, dude, I got to hook him up with Dr. Drew.
No, he's off heroin.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Everybody is.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. There's still some issues there.
Steven, tell me the truth.
You can tell. Huh?
Steven,
Oh, yeah.
Steven,
That was my
honestly,
story.
you break my heart. You really do. I mean, to get kicked out of Guns N' Roses had to be the worst experience in the world. The number one band, a legendary band. I mean, I love that band. And you're a founder of the band. You know, you and fucking Axl. And
no, it's not fucking Axl. We call him Asshole. I mean Axl.
Right, Axl. I mean, he even did it in a shitty way. He fired you on stage, like kind of like on MTV or something. He goes, we can't record anymore with Steven.
Yeah.
He's out.
The whole drug thing, it was hypocritical for the fact I was doing drugs with them, and I wasn't even doing the hard drugs like they were doing until after they kicked me out.
Wow. So was he wrong to kick you out, Axl?
Of course he was. And Slash was wrong for not sticking up for me.
Slash was your boyhood friend.
Yeah, since we were 11. In fact, he says hello and he loves you. I talked to him last night.
I love Slash as well. He's a great guy. He's always been on the show, but. You really do resent him because he didn't stick up for you.
I did.
Right.
I did until I started 8 days before we started the celebrity rehab.
Right.
I went into a rehab in Pasadena called Las Encinas, and I called Slash. I said, "Come down. I really need to talk to you. I'm doing this show for VH1, and I got some issues, and I want to, I want to take this as far as I can take it."
Right.
And so he came down, and we talked, and I apologized to him for blaming him for all the 20 years of doing drugs.
You know, when I think about it.
And it was...
But Axl, you never see.
No, I saw him like 3 years ago in Las Vegas.
You did. And
we
no
talked.
dealing with him.
We talked from like 2 to 6 in the morning.
Why not get the original band together? What's Axl's? I still can't comprehend this guy Axl. Get the original band together. Go out on the road. Make a couple of $100 million. Right? I'd go see him, and then sit out the rest of your life and have a good time. To sit down and talk business to this motherfucker.
I wish we could.
What is with you? You're a businessman.
Axl's in his own world.
You can't get it through to him.
No, I don't.
You want me to talk to him?
Would you?
I will if you want me to.
I would love you to talk to him.
I'll call him up.
Because the whole world has been talking to him, and they're not listening.
I would say to him like this. This is what I would say. I'd say, Axl, you know what? You got a goyish cup. That's what I would say.
Exactly.
To him. I would say there's something wrong with you. You got an opportunity here. You guys go on tour. 2 years. We do Europe. We do fucking Asia.
25 shows.
United States a couple of times. Go to the Coliseum 6 nights in a row. I'd go see the original Guns N' Roses.
Everybody in the world.
And I'd say, Axl, do you think Axl has any money?
I asked Slash for advice on these answers about Axl, and I was going to say it's best left unsaid.
Right. Now, when they kicked you out of the band, though, you took them to court.
Yeah, of course. They tricked me into signing all my royalties away. They want to give me $2,000 and throw me in the street.
And they want
I never existed.
But you won $2.3 million in a
and my royalties back.
And your royalties, so you still have money coming. Because sometimes when I watch you on, I say, did all his money go into heroin and crack or whatever? Bullshit?
Well, thank God royalties work, as you know, every 3 or 4 months.
So you're still getting paid.
I'm ahead.
Wow. Thank God. So you have some money.
Yes.
And
but are you going back out on the road? Because I thought
we are on the road.
You're on the road. I thought the road was a particular problem for you.
There's no problem.
No, because 20 years ago when I was younger, it was. Now I'm really just more interested in playing and meeting the people and doing those shows. I meet so many wonderful people. I've never I don't think anybody. I don't even maybe Jesus has received as much love and support from
when they kicked you out of the band.
Yeah.
When they kicked you out of the band, did you cry?
Of course,
you did. It had to be devastating.
I cried. It was terrible. It was devastating. The most devastating part was that Slash didn't stick up for me.
Do you think you got into drugs because you're? I understand.
Oh hell no! I was doing drugs since I was 11.
Right.
But the heroin that came after.
Now, Dr. Drew, I've heard you say there's a heartbreaking story that your mom threw you out of the house when you were 11. I mean, who does that to an 11-year-old? That's horrible.
She's not that bad of a person.
Wait a second.
Okay,
hold it. When your mom Chip, did your mom throw you out? I mean,
his mom had
could commit
his dad.
murder and she's forgiven.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
So everyone knows.
I have a Jewish mother. I don't want to throw no guilt on her.
But
she's very wonderful now, and now that I'm back in control of my life, she's back in control.
By the way, you do look good, and you do seem healthy, dare I say.
Isn't that weird?
It's weird.
It feels so
weird,
good.
huh?
Yeah, I mean,
It feels good.
I was waiting to see a really fucked up guy come through the door.
Well, last time I came here...
Even your speech sounds better. I
took speech lessons.
Are you having any trouble understanding him?
None at all.
Me neither. I'm really shocked.
You.
It's those Evelyn Woodhead books.
Yeah. Well, Dr. Drew and Dr. Sophie, which I say hello to.
Dr. Drew thinks, he said, he kind of alluded to it on Celebrity Rehab, that your mom didn't kick you out of the house when you were 11, that this is a figment of your imagination.
No.
This is what he thinks.
No, he doesn't think that.
He does.
No.
I think
doesn't.
he sides with Mommy.
No way.
No, he doesn't. We just had dinner with him recently. He knows.
Yeah.
He knows the truth.
Yeah.
So if my mom kicked me out of the house when I was 11, I'd be on heroin. I understand that.
But no, I was on the heroin at 11. I mean, I was smoking pot.
What do you do when
drinking.
you're kicked out at 11? I don't know how
I
you
moved with my
survive.
grandparents.
Oh, I
see. When I was, my real father left before I was born. So I never knew him. My mother, I have an older brother, so my mother couldn't take care of my brother and me. So I moved with my grandparents from the hospital till 5. And then when I was 11, I moved back with my grandparents.
How do you begin to learn drums? I mean, in the midst of all this chaos, how did you become a drummer, an extraordinary drummer?
Is the savior of life.
Is it? Did you always hear drums in your head or something? You did. And what age did you start getting a drum set and pounding away there?
I bought my first drum set when I was 15 for $125 from Earl Shive's grandson.
No kidding.
The guy paints cars.
And when you were 15, you got your, so that's kind of a late start, don't you think?
Well, no, I was playing on books and pillows and Tupperware. And I was great on Tupperware.
Does your mom get you? I'm good on Tupperware.
Yeah.
Did you? I used to do For Your Love on a tin can. Did you ever? Do you ever sit and wonder? Even how that all came out of you. You didn't start till you were 15.
No.
You have, you're living with your grandparents. You're all over the place. And, I mean, did you have any formal training? Did somebody give you music lessons?
Never took a lesson.
No one showed you how to hit the drums the right way and hold the sticks the right way?
No.
Don't you think that's remarkable, Chip, as a musician, that the guy never had a lesson?
It just meant that much to me. It was in my heart.
Grandpa called the drums tools of ignorance. I remember that.
Right. Well, the fact of the matter is that is pretty amazing that you're able to do that.
Well, and since you mentioned, 3 weeks ago, I just finished a DVD for beginning drummers called The Golden Rule of Drums.
That's why when I see your life going down the tubes with these drugs, I go insane because I go, the guy's got a talent. He's got residuals coming in.
Well, there's also pain involved.
You got that cute wife. I see her.
Beautiful.
Poor woman, for crying out loud. She doesn't know what to do with you. I mean, so you're telling me now you are clean and sober. You are not doing any heroin.
No heroin, no crack.
It's really been great.
Really? I would be, if I was, I guarantee I would be sitting here.
Really?
Oh, it's going to last.
I have such a great support team with me.
Wow.
My partner, Steve Sprite.
I'm proud of you.
Danny and Chip. I got a great band.
Don't you admit that a lot of these people on Celebrity Rehab are not even celebrities and should be just kicked out on that basis? This fucking, who's this fucking musician that I see in there? Shifty. Where the fuck did he come from? I never even heard of this guy.
He's
Shifty.
a nice little fella.
He's a nice fellow, but, I mean, come on.
I never heard of him until I did the show either.
Shifty. He carries on like he's the Beatles.
No, he had a band called Crazy Town. They had one single.
Oh, Crazy Town.
You did? Okay.
I did hear that.
That I know you. Okay. And Nikki McGibbon was on American Idol. Why is she so heavy now? Can't she lose the weight?
Are we on film?
Oh, yeah, come on. What's going on?
She got a little big, but she had kids. That's what she
the
got
girl
bigger.
who's on there that was in my movie, actually, very hot. What's her
Amber?
name? Amber.
Yeah.
Did you fuck her?
No.
What? What kind of? What happened to
The
you?
cameras were everywhere. If I had to jack off, I'd go in the bathroom and turn the lights off because I didn't even know if there's a camera in there.
It's horrible.
Okay.
Did you ever jack off to Amber?
No.
Oh, bullshit. You jacked off to
You
her.
want me to say it so my wife fucking kills me when I get home?
Go ahead. You jacked off to
There was
Amber.
one night, the first day, we were sitting on, where we sit on the stairs by the pool.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting on the top, and she's in the little couch, just like this.
Yeah, the legs
to the
spread.
top.
Oh. She is.
Shaving. But little pussy was all shaven.
Yeah.
And then I said, okay, we're done with this session.
Boom.
Bathroom. Lights off.
I mean, you're the biggest celebrity on there. Let's be honest.
Well, Jeff Conway and Gary Busey is
the best.
huge.
Yeah, he's great, huh? That Jeff Conway.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, what a motherfucking crazy man he is.
He is. He's a natural actor.
He makes you look like you're normal.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. It's unbelievable.
He's a showman.
Do you think Amber was intentionally showing you her pussy?
No.
And it's fully shaved?
Fully.
And didn't it turn you on when she admitted that she was a hooker? I mean, didn't you want to just give her a couple of bucks and let her
Wait,
blow you?
I missed that part.
Come on.
I was there. When did you say that? Yeah. No, it didn't.
Don't you think
it didn't, you know.
Don't you think girls are aware when they're showing you their pussy? Robin's never accidentally shown me
I
her
would
pussy.
think, because if my balls were hanging out, I was pretty sure I'd know.
Doesn't your, Robin, when your pussy is exposed, doesn't it feel the air? It knows.
A little breeze.
So she's teasing you a little bit with that pussy.
I know. She was out of her mind then.
Yeah, I mean, man, with the heydays of Guns N' Roses, man, you must have fucked so many girls.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Well, we were talking about, me and Chip were talking about that the
Chip,
other
I
day.
used to see him backstage fucking girls, and, you know, he was married, of course, but he would never do that. You still married?
No, I got a girlfriend, but not married.
Yeah, right. But, I mean, was it crazy?
We used to have contests and see who would get the most blowjobs every night.
Really?
Yeah.
And who won?
did?
My God.
I won every. Slash even mentioned in his book.
You got more blowjobs than Axl?
I would. Oh, sorry. Axl, he talked to the girls.
What is
I mean, he'd be in the back of the bus. I'd be yelling, "Fuck her already! Let's go! Come on!" Oh man, the whole stage would be packed up. The parking lot would be empty, and he's just talking to her. I said, "Fuck her already! Let's go!"
Do you think? I mean, do you take some of the blame for being thrown out of the band? In other words, were you so out of control? No, you were not.
No, and it's all started. You know, I love Fred Coury from Cinderella.
Right.
And I fractured my pinky on this Alice Cooper tour, and we couldn't do 4 shows, so Fred filled in. I was so pissed. That's when everything really started, because I was going, Slash, if you fractured your finger and couldn't play guitar, would they get somebody to fill you in?
Yeah, will we get the guy from Cinderella? No.
Yeah, hell no. I said, how could you do that to me?
Why do they do that to you?
I don't know. Duff has this, he says, what does he say? Life doesn't come with a handbook. Having a band doesn't come with bullshit.
You know,
I had
royalty.
Yeah, we're a band. We're a gang. We played rock music to see who's the toughest gang.
What are the most
biggest gang?
What are the most amount of blowjobs you got in one night on the road?
I'd be watching TV and I'd be getting blowjobs. No, it wouldn't even be hard.
Yeah, it'd be like a thimble.
Yeah, a little thimble, just for the fact that they would do it, I would let them do it.
You mean sometimes you would be sitting in a room and you're trying to watch TV?
No, I would be watching.
Yeah, and suddenly you look down and someone's blowing you.
No, I see. Just like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a lifestyle.
Just for the fact, well, I was younger. You can do things like that. You know, you walk around the hard on when you're a teenager.
Do you miss it? I mean, do you miss it?
No, I'm glad I did it. I like my life much better now.
You faithful
I'm glad
to the
I
wife?
did what I did.
You faithful to the wife?
Of course.
Yeah, you don't fuck around a little bit? No,
I
even when you're on a bender?
I don't even give a crap.
Come on.
Dude, we're at that age. Come on. I don't care.
When you had your
just
stroke,
keep them out.
when you had your stroke, not only did it affect your speech, did it affect your penis at all?
No.
Never. You always could get hard.
Yeah, well, no. I'm smoking crack and doing heroin. You can't get a hard on doing that.
Are you back to fucking your wife now? I mean, are you able to give it to her?
Well, yeah, except for she just went back to visit her family in Argentina.
And she trusts you alone, and you
on
and
the
Chip
road,
aren't going to go out tonight.
No, the back of the bus is me and Chip, and nobody's allowed.
Oh, no kidding.
No.
Wow, this is
not like
something
the
else.
old days.
You know, you described the night that you lost your, you got the stroke.
Yeah.
You were smoking crack that night,
No,
right?
shooting coke.
You were shooting coke.
Yeah.
And you
There's
got
a scar right there.
Wow. What happened that night? I mean,
I don't know.
You passed out?
I passed out. I felt. I didn't even get to finish shooting it up. Like, there was so much. Half of it went in, and I was smashing my face on the bathroom floor.
You mean the reaction to the coke?
Yeah.
Maybe it was bad coke or something.
No, it was too much I was doing.
You were doing too much.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden,
coke
you
was
passed
too
out.
good.
Yeah,
No,
you
it was
passed.
too
It
good.
was too
Artie
good.
knows.
Yeah. Oh, please. Yeah, well, he's supposed to be on that show with you, I think.
You should take it next year for food, though.
Do you recommend? I want to get back to the night this happened to you, but
Yeah, okay.
do you recommend that someone like Artie go on select? Can you really get rehabbed
Oh, he would
on
liven
TV?
that show up. Oh, yeah.
But can you really rehab on TV? I mean,
It helped me for the fact that it was on TV, and people were going to see.
It did.
Me.
It embarrassed you. And when you
if I fucked up, it would be embarrassing. I could either become a jackoff or a superstar.
Did you
go
watch?
either way?
Did you watch yourself on the show?
Yeah, yeah.
Were you startled about how you looked and how? It
Of
was,
course.
It did. So it really actually like sort of jolted you, and because I think you're straight right now. Oh, do you think he's straight right now?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
for sure he is.
It took days for me to get him to watch because we see the show on TV. I live in his house with him in Los Angeles.
You
I'm not in
do?
Chicago.
Yeah. Chip, you live in the house?
Yeah, I live in Chicago. I got my own studio, and I live
Steven,
in
you seem
Stephen
embarrassed by that. You almost shut him up for that.
No, I love
Why would you be embarrassed?
I don't know. I don't know. You babysitting?
You wanted me to move in that little servant's quarters you had. You offered Donnie and I a chance to live there. I can't be that bad.
You turned it down.
Well, because I know better.
Right.
I want to keep you as a friend.
Right. You guys getting along, or is it going to...
yeah, no.
This is my man right here. Chip.
I know.
You know, I love him.
I love you.
He loves you.
I hail you.
He hails you.
He's great. Don't you think his band, Enough's Enough,
I
should
love
have been
it.
bigger even?
Yes. If they would have come out 1 year earlier, I think.
Is that what it was?
Yeah. They just
we
came
had
out.
drug problems, too.
You did?
Yeah, but the songs are hits. Every song's a hit.
I know. It was good stuff.
I
was
love
a
it.
big
That's
fan.
why I'm working with him, because
he's great.
I found out I loved his music when it first came out.
Yep.
And
good hooks.
And his great voice himself.
So the night that you...
I wanted him.
The night you had the stroke. Get back to that.
Okay.
You'd shooting coke. The coke's so strong, it sends you into some sort of weird fit.
Convulsions, and I was smashing my face on the bathroom floor.
Right.
And I started coming to, and I couldn't stop my face from hitting the floor.
Wow.
And there was a towel in front of me, and I finally was able to reach and grab it and put it under my face.
Because it was almost like someone was pushing your head into the like boom,
slamming
boom, boom.
my face.
Wow.
Who calls 911?
Nobody. I had the towel under my face finally, and it just wore off.
Wow.
And of course, like an asshole, I went and did it again.
Oh.
I waited like 10 minutes, and then that wasn't hard enough on me.
So in other words,
That's an addict.
You hadn't had the stroke yet. But then when you did it again...
No, that one did it.
Even after the stroke, you went and did it?
Yeah. Well, I didn't know I had a stroke. It was only 10 minutes later.
But did you realize you couldn't speak?
No.
He wasn't trying to talk.
I was all alone.
Yeah, who was he talking
The TV was watching me. I had nobody.
But you had no problem manipulating everything? Everything worked.
Money talks, bullshit walks.
Did you? So when do you realize you had a stroke, and when do you realize that you need to go get some help?
Probably like 2 years later.
Oh, no kidding.
Oh, no, after about like 6 months, I got in a car accident.
Yeah.
I crashed into 7 parked cars.
Oy vey.
Yeah, in Century City.
Holy mackerel, what a life.
I was fine. I was doing heroin and coke, and I thought I was fine. I said, I'm just going to go to the store and get some sodas. Went around the corner, and that was it.
It must be some great drug. I mean, if you totally wreck your life like this, I mean, it really must...
It is a great drug, but you just can't do it. Like pot, you can smoke now and then, but heroin and crack, it's like you have to have it.
Wow.
And it controls your life too much.
It's unbelievable, man.
No.
Can't believe you didn't fuck Amber in that house. I tell you, time sure has changed.
Tawny, I think Tawny was the most beautiful.
Tawny?
Yeah, she's
Tawny
great.
Katane.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Dude, she's got some great
Tawny,
stories. You should have her here.
I know Tawny. I've had her on many times years
she's
ago
great.
when she was dancing around with Whitesnake.
Yeah.
You see her puss too?
No.
No, too bad, huh?
Nah.
Yeah, what a shame. Well, Robin, what do you make of this?
I'm very happy that Steven's doing so well.
I'm going to tell you something that blew my mind that I heard about Steven. I don't even know if Chip knows this, but Steven admits it. When you were so horribly addicted to heroin, you once even blew a guy.
Is this the thing of the show today?
Hey, Chip just left the room. Chip, you ever blow a guy?
No.
Never. Okay.
No, I never.
I might have done other things. I gave a guy a hickey when I was 12 years old one time. I remember when I was a little kid. He was going out with this girl, and he goes, I want to get rid of her. I can't stand her. And I go, bro, just get some hickeys on your neck, and she'll see at school. So he goes, okay. So I gave him 2 hickeys on his neck, and the next day he went to school, and she goes, I can't believe you got hickeys. He goes, I didn't. Chip gave them to me. So I was the gay guy for a couple of years. But I excelled, not to sound unmodest, but I excelled in sports. I was really good in everything. I kicked everybody's ass: football, baseball, basketball, hockey, every sport.
Well, you had
so
to.
did I had no choice.
Right.
Otherwise, I was a pelabiter.
Right. So Steven, you're all man. I know you love women. You love to fuck.
I love my dogs.
You love your
I love
dogs.
my
everything.
wife.
How did it get
my
so bad that you eventually had to blow a guy to get the heroin?
I didn't blow a guy. It
You
was just
did.
a hand job.
Oh, a
my
hand
God.
job. Oh,
How did things just break out?
How did that happen?
No,
Where were
actually,
you?
That is a big difference.
It was somebody. I
Was he watching TV?
Sounds like a shortcut to thinking.
But Steven, go ahead. I mean, maybe
actually, it was Jeffrey Dahmer, and he raped me violently and then drilled a hole in my head.
That's the movie.
Yeah.
That it was so hard.
How did things get? That had to be rock bottom for you when you look over and you see some guy's cock in your hand. I mean, right?
Why are you saying that?
Come on, Steven, tell me about that.
Could be worse.
I want to tell you about. I would love to
was
tell
it a
you
big
about
cock?
it. I don't know.
You know.
I don't. I wasn't there.
You were there.
You weren't there.
You don't forget the rig that you
put
hold.
it this way.
That's right.
All right, put it this way. What was that? What's that movie that Mark Wahlberg did?
Oh, Rockstar.
No, not Rockstar. Oh yeah, I want to say Hannah Miley.
Boogie Nights. You're talking
Boogie
about.
Nights.
Boogie Nights, Dirk
Yeah,
Diggler.
put him to shame.
I know
okay?
Chip Omar. Demonstrate on Chip what you did that night. So, get your cock out there, Chip.
Well,
Actually, you're a drummer, so I would think you're probably great at giving a hand job because you got the dexterity.
I beat you so hard like you owe me money.
Was it a weird thing? In other words, you needed the heroin, you couldn't get your fix, and so you say to this guy, "What is he, a dealer or some shit?" Hey, okay, I'll tell you what, I'll beat you off.
The little Mexican guy?
Yeah.
Come on.
Was that your lowest point that you hit?
Yeah, no, I didn't do that. Don't start this rumor about me, Howard.
All right, okay. You say so in other words, that was a rumor going around that you gave a guy.
Well, you just started it.
All right, excellent. Okay. So the new band is called
Adler's Appetite.
Yeah. What is it hard to get a record deal?
Actually, we got a deal to just do right now a cover album.
Right.
And we're working on getting Slash to produce it for us, and we're gonna get. The songs that we do pick,
Yes.
we're going to get at least one person who did play on that original song.
It is. That's a good idea. I like that. It's hard to get a record deal these days, right? I mean, there's no.
Well, everybody's got so many records out with these computers. I don't like that. When we record, we use 2-inch tape. Forget that. What is it called?
Analog.
I fucked that. Whatever, that computer thing.
All right, let me hear a little of this. Chip, is it easy working with Steven? I mean,
it's really easy working. As a matter of fact, if I can brag a little bit, Steven came to my studio. I have a studio called Chips Enough Studios in Chicago.
Do you?
And I've been producing bands. That's all I've been doing because Donnie's not available to tour.
Yeah, Donnie's busy.
Yeah, he's I don't know what he's doing, but
you know what he's doing.
There's a movie that's coming out in June. It's called Sugar Box with 2 X's. It's about a female prison in the 70s. And I'm playing a prison guard, by the way. But we did a couple songs in the movie, Steven and I think the stuff sounds great. He's playing his ass off.
So what happened? You got rid of the wife?
Yeah.
No kidding.
Oh, I lost everything, too.
What do you mean you lost everything?
What are you kidding? I'm Chips Enough. She took the house. She got guitars, took the guitars.
The guitars?
Yeah. I had all this antique furniture that I purchased when we were hot, when we were doing Letterman and stuff out here with you. Everything I lost because she wanted the publishing on the songs.
Oh, my God.
The only thing I can say...
Even Steven knows better
and my
than
mom and
that.
dad my mother and my father went to school with this attorney, so he goes, I got this guy, he'll save you, don't worry about it. He can talk a dog off a meat truck. And I got the guy, he goes, well, I need 15 grand right now. And here's what you're going to get. Nothing. You're going to get out of the relationship. That's what you want, right? I said, yeah. I just want to start over at my old man age of 65. So he says to me, he goes, I'm going to help you out here. She took everything, but she did not get the publishing, so Donnie and I get to keep our
Thank
songs.
God.
That's all I have. There's no pension plan in this shitty music business.
No.
And record companies don't care about us anymore. You know that right now.
Is that why you're living in Steven's house?
No, I went to Steven's house because I live in Los Angeles, and my chick lives out there, too, so I got a chance to hang out with her.
How's the chick? Is she hot?
Oh,
yeah, she's out there.
She is? She's out there?
She kills it.
Let me take a look at her.
Yeah,
her brother's a senator. I don't know if you want to.
Is he?
Don't say that.
Where's he a senator?
You're going to start shit.
Yeah.
What do you mean to start shit? Why? What's wrong
The
with
government
Chip?
is evil. That's why.
Come on, he's not good enough to date
Oh,
her?
he's good? No.
No, he's
the
running for
government.
Congress. His name is Mike Thompson. Real good guy. Big Guns N' Roses fan.
Let me see her. Look at this. Look what you're banging. Wow. Hey, Susie, what's happening? How's Chip in bed? She's still doing it? Is he getting the job done or what?
I'm not at liberty to say.
Oh, wow. You're an attractive woman.
She speaks well.
Hard being with Chip. I mean, are you living at Steven's house, too?
Oh, yeah, it's a full house there.
No kidding.
Carolina.
Everyone's moved in, huh?
No, we lived in...
When you two going to get married?
In West Hollywood.
What's going on? How old are you, 18?
Oh, yeah. Howard, I love you.
She's a young girl.
We're enjoying the run right now.
No kidding.
Yeah, anything else would be a shortcut of thinking. I just want to have fun right now. So does she. We have careers. She's a makeup artist.
Oh, no kidding.
Works in all the movies and
You're
soundtracks.
going to propose? Propose to her right now. Go ahead, man. Come on.
You want to ruin your life for the third time?
Pot the pissin'. What are you talking about?
No, you get her money. I smell wedding bells. You're in love with Chip?
Oh, yeah. I love
hit
Chip.
the knee.
He's
That's my
amazing.
man. I love him, too.
Oh, he's above and beyond.
I hail you, too.
He's a super talented guy. He's got his publishing. He's a catch.
It's important.
Still got it. You didn't give that up. Well,
That's it.
How long does it take before you start making love to Chips enough? Did you hold out, or did you, the second you met him, you had to hop in the bed with him?
Yeah.
Was it a bed?
I held out.
First time Chip ever took a girl into a bed, he usually just right on the floor, from what I remember.
That's the bed.
So he must love you. You in love? Are you guys in love or what?
She's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the best.
You've never told her you loved her?
Oh, yeah, I have. Of course
You
I
have?
have. Yeah, of course.
Have you told him?
Yeah. I told him I loved him.
You in love with Chip?
Yeah.
Look at this.
What's not to love?
Chippy.
What's not to love? What's not to love?
You guys into some wild scenes or what? No swinging or anything.
I
Anything
accidentally
you could
caught her
imagine
last
times
night.
100.
Yeah?
You said you caught some action?
Yeah, last night he left his door open in the hotel room.
Oh, no
I walked in and saw the little tushy.
I have a black man's derriere. I'm very dark around the edges. Stephen, my grandma used to say.
Steven, you walked in the room and the two of them were going at it?
Oh, yeah.
Look at
They
this.
put the little lock in the doors.
Wait a minute, that wasn't me.
I'm sorry.
Oh, man, I can't believe it.
Well, it wasn't me.
Well, look at this. Well, I'm happy to see love blooming everywhere.
Thank you.
You know, I mean, that's good. I'm happy for
Congratulations with you and Beth. You got
Thank
a lovely
you.
wife.
Thank you.
She's
Yeah,
really
yeah.
easy on the
Number
eyes.
two?
Yes. Number two, man. That's it. Not like you
That's
guys,
it.
3, 4.
No, two. This is my last.
Oh, yeah? All right.
Oh, yeah.
What is Gary?
I don't want to beat a dead horse and stuff, but I got it. You know, I'm looking at this interview that Steven did in 2000 in a rock magazine.
Okay, go ahead.
It's a direct quote. Occasionally, a guy would pick me up in return for a blowjob. I'd get a little dope and maybe $30 or $40.
Steven
This is
says that's-
propaganda.
That's propaganda.
I'm telling you.
He was misquoted.
Especially in the year 2000, I had plenty of money.
Yeah, I mean.
All the 1990s and 2000s been really good.
Hey, listen, whatever went on behind closed doors, Steven.
If I did it for the fact that I just wanted to do it.
All right.
It wasn't for the money.
You just like blowing a guy.
I can vouch and say that if he fell off his wall, he'd break his neck a couple times. He's got some chips still.
Yeah, he's doing good. Man.
Unlike me.
Everything, especially the show, the Sober House and Celebrity Rehab.
All right, who thinks in the
Really
room
good.
Steven's really going to stay sober the rest of his life? Raise your
Nobody.
hand.
Nobody.
Nobody.
He's not sober now. He says he smokes pot.
Remember you used to say all the time, Chip, enjoy the run?
Yeah.
That's what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
Steven, you
But
got
I'm not going back to that.
Steven, come on. It's a no-win situation for
Yeah,
you.
I'm enjoying life again. It's my second time around. and I'm
Artie, you got to
enjoying
be
it.
inspired by this. I mean, Steven's off the stuff.
Well, I've been off the stuff since Christmas Day.
That's it. I know, that's a big deal.
3 months, man.
That's a big deal. One
Do you
day
wake
is a
up
big
every
deal.
Are
day?
you serious, Artie? You really haven't?
Since Christmas Day, yeah.
Are you on Subutex like Artie?
Oh, Subutex?
I try. Well, that's what got me off.
That,
of
well, they gave me, what was it called?
Suboxone?
Suboxone.
Suboxone. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
All right, listen, I'm proud of you. I hope you do stay up because you're a great guy and you're a great
Thank you.
talent and you got some good friends. And,
I had great people.
you know what I mean? I mean, what are we doing here? This is crazy. Sometimes I'm watching on TV, I want to shake and go, Steven, come on, motherfucker. What are you doing to yourself? This is
Well,
crazy.
it was a great experience doing it. And
Maybe you got to go
it was
into
nice.
therapy, deep therapy.
I do. I see Dr. Drew, Dr. Sophie.
You see Dr. Sophie? Who's
You
that?
still see
Dr. Sophie's, he is the head of psychiatric.
Who's that guy with the hat and the red bumper?
Oh, that's Bob Forrest.
He seems okay.
He's a great guy. I know him forever. He was in a band called Thenolious Monster.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, we did a couple shows, Guns N' Roses.
Steven yelled at that blonde chick on the show so bad she locked us up in the room and almost went back to getting high again.
Yeah, no, she was kind of cute, too. You never did her, huh?
Which one?
The blonde on Celebrity Rehab? Yeah.
Mary Carey.
No, not Mary Carey. I'm talking about the chick who works for Dr. Drew.
The dark hair girl.
Blonde hair.
Blonde.
Blonde hair trim.
Shelley.
Yeah.
Shelley. Oh, yeah.
You didn't bang her?
No, the little fragile little thing. No. She just got him.
What's the wildest?
I had to do something.
What's the wildest sex you ever had with a woman? Be honest.
Oh, Steven Tyler.
Steven Tyler?
Back of the bus with 9 girls.
You, Steven Tyler.
And 9 girls.
And 9 girls.
Yeah.
An orgy.
Yep.
Look at that.
I learned how to direct from him.
Direct the women.
Yeah. See, I don't fuck the girls on the bus. I just tell the guys in the band what to do.
And what are these girls? What are their lives? They're hoping to marry you? Is that what are they doing? What is it? What's in it for them?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Just the experience of that being with somebody.
No kidding.
The story.
Music's very,
What's Tyler doing? Is he
powerful.
banging these chicks? You see his dick?
No, he was playing the director. Yeah, actually, he was the only dick I've ever held. Well, I didn't hold it. It was through the pants.
Right. You held on to Steven Tyler's
Well,
dick?
I said, here, girls, look, it's no big deal.
And what has he got? A big one?
Oh, huge.
Huge.
Tommy Lee.
Tommy Lee's nothing. Bigger than you.
Bigger than Chip.
He's got a rig.
Bigger than Chip?
And this guy's got a rig.
How are you seeing his rig?
Well, we take showers.
I saw last night. What are you talking about? I just told you.
We got to talk later, baby.
Is it hard to handle? Is it hard to handle Chip's penis? I mean, is it really that big?
It's wild. Like a snake.
When you're in bed with Chip, were you ever scared the first time you saw it?
It's a monster.
Is it really? Is it the biggest you ever had? Is it the biggest?
Robin for that.
Is his the biggest you ever saw?
Yes.
It is.
Absolutely.
Look at you.
Above and beyond.
I didn't know you had a big rig. How big is your rig? How many inches? You've measured.
I don't want to brag.
Be honest.
I'm
All
okay.
I know is I saw his ass up in the air. This high.
Really? Steven, how many inches? Come on, Steven. You saw it.
You're like that.
Chip.
Oh, yeah.
You never measured it with a ruler? And don't measure from your balls. I mean,
no, but no one's ever really complained.
Okay, two handfuls.
It sounds like
Two handfuls.
Wow. He's really that big, huh? And were you scared the first time? Did it hurt?
Honey.
Honestly.
Oh, baby.
Well, there's nothing wrong with saying that.
Yes.
It did.
Mhm.
You were in pain.
Yeah, very painful.
Are you scared of it in a way? Like, because it could hurt you. I mean, do you ever get like stomach pains afterwards? I'm being serious. And what do you do to alleviate that? He should wear a ring around it to keep only half of it in.
I dine first.
No, seriously. I understand that. But seriously, have you ever been like hurt, like where you get physically ill from it?
No.
No.
Physically ill?
Yeah, because it could be too big, Steven. I don't know.
Well, I don't know about that, but I fucked girls that the next morning I woke up and got physically ill. But
Chip, man, that's some weapon you got. Good for you, bro.
My mom and dad had good chemistry when they had me, I guess.
Yeah.
Evidently.
Oh, man. Could you ever go back to a regular guy? Regular size?
No.
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 Good answer.
You're stretched out now.
It's my baby.
Yeah. Stretched you out. Robin, I bet you'd like to work that rig.
Oh, no. That's quite all right. I'm sure they're doing fine without my help.
Wow. Chip, man. Good for you.
Yeah.
Steven's admiring you.
You and I are sort of the same in a lot of ways because we
Not
love
that way.
dining.
Yeah.
We love hoofs. We love to rub the hoofs and kiss the hoofs and play with them. It's very important.
do?
Yeah, we used
You're
to.
a hoof
You don't
guy?
put them by your mouth. I know that because you don't want any germs. I know that.
He loves feet, huh?
He loves my feet.
What does he do to them? Smells them?
He rubs my feet.
Does he get them wet?
For hours.
Does he lick them and then smell them?
No.
Does he like them when they're dirty?
He likes them all the time.
Wow.
He loves my feet. He'll rub them for 2 and a
No,
half hours.
I got a good rub down too for him.
Steven, did he ever come onto you with your feet? No.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
I've rubbed them down
the,
before.
The shoulders, the back, the
He's in
feet.
pain.
Anyway, listen, boys. I'm glad you guys teamed up. This is good. This is good chemistry.
Thank you.
I want everyone to go see Steven's band, Adler's Appetite. For more information and additional tour dates, you can go to myspace.com/Steven Adler site.
Yes.
Well, listen, Steven, it's great meeting you. I'm pulling
Thank
for you.
you.
I'm very
Thank
proud
you.
that you're off the shit. It must be hard to stay off that
No,
stuff.
having good people around me and working makes it so much easier. And like Slash got 4 years sober.
Right.
And
if he could do it, you could do it.
Exactly. And he's been like my biggest support.
All right, well that's good. I'm glad you and Slash are talking.
Yes.
He's a
Yeah.
good man.
Love
and Chip, go easy on your woman there, man. You got a lot of power in your pelvis.
I am. Can I mention StoneyRecords.com?
Go ahead, mention something.
Stoney Records, STONEY, StoneyRecords.com, the new Enough Snuff record, and also the new Johnny Rotten Jr. record, which you're on, F. Mary Kill.
No kidding.
Yeah. This is Robin Zander from
your
Cheap
beautiful
Trick.
girlfriend, how long you been with her? Susie, how long you
3
been
months.
together? 3 months? Mm-hmm. It's all new, man.
Yeah.
Oh, you just started banging him.
Well, we met 2 years ago in the movie.
Yeah, the movie Sugar Box I was
I
mentioning
did
to you.
his makeup. I did Chip's makeup.
And it took this long to hook up, huh?
It did.
Why? Chip, the old days, you used to 1, 2, 3. 2 years. Yeah. Madonna, remember you did her? You pissed on Madonna.
Oh.
You pissed in her.
Yeah.
Oh, my
It
God.
felt like that because the bed was all wet and I was very inexperienced. I was a little kid then.
How old were you?
Maybe 18, 19, yeah.
How'd you hook up with her again?
I was at this party, and I was playing acoustic guitar, hanging out, and they were passing around joints. I smoked pot, and I was just starting to smoke pot then. Right. And it was Sherman sticks. I don't know if you know what a Sherman stick is, but it's got all this stuff inside the pot.
PCP.
Like PCP, like animal tranquilizer.
Right,
so I had one hit, and I was nuts. And I went from playing a D chord to not, I couldn't even move my fingers or anything. And everybody went in the other room to do blow and all this stuff, and she was sitting on the couch, and I was just talking with her, and I took her feet, and I put them in between my legs and shut my legs, just goofing around. Right. And she kept pulling her feet out, and I grabbed a foot again and put it back there, just goofing around, and I got a rig that way.
Right.
And then we went to the other room.
She jerked you off with a foot, kind of.
Well, I guess you could say that. At least I thought that. I was a young kid, and I was very inexperienced.
And you popped a rod, and you took everything.
I got a little bit of a rig, and then she grabbed my hand and took me into this room. It was a house with a garage built next to it. The house, you can open the door and go right into the garage. Right. There was a bed, and there was all made up and stuff.
And she got naked, huh?
Oh, right.
Did that look good, huh? And then you what? And
she was really pretty, I will say that. Madonna, beautiful face.
And how did you pee in her?
I didn't pee in her. That was Bob Brigham started that from Nocturne, my old manager. Remember Bob Brigham lives in his mom and dad's house?
I know him.
He's making a Brinks truck full of money right now. It was just I wasn't planning on any trim at all. I had no trim back then. I was in a punk rock band called Degeneration. I was just trying to make a living. Right. And that's how I met her. It was just on a whim. And she said she was a drummer in a band.
But you ended up peeing somewhere.
Well, the bed was all wet afterwards, and I felt like I peed. But I didn't. It was her from coming, I guess.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because you're big.
Good job.
Wow. Did you ever wet the bed that much, Susie?
No.
I mean, wow.
All right.
Madonna got so wet that the whole bed felt like you peed?
Yeah, and I lasted pretty long. I was surprised because usually, it's a real short run. With the first time when you're with somebody, it's usually the old 3-minute egg.
Stephen, what was it like when you banged Madonna?
It was just a 2-minute pounding.
No,
Christina Applegate. A 2-minute pounding.
Christina Applegate. No kidding. You and her hooked up?
Yeah.
No shit, boy. She's beautiful.
Christina Applegate.
He dined too.
Wow.
You dined at that.
Yeah.
I hail you. How'd that look?
Beautiful.
No smell, nothing?
Of course it smells. All pussy smells.
No, I beg to differ.
I didn't say it smelled bad. I didn't say bad.
No kidding. That was while you were in Guns N' Roses?
And who married Rod Stewart?
Oh,
Rachel Hunter.
You got her?
Yeah, back in the day.
Is she any good in bed?
Well, we were like 21 years old.
You
she
told
was 18.
me she bucked you back like a Bronco.
She was wonderful.
Yeah, I think she was beautiful in her day.
It is gorgeous.
Holy mackerel, man.
And I was in New Zealand.
Yeah? And what did you
She was so beautiful, even Axl or Sash wouldn't go up to her.
Didn't you just fuck her once, or do you?
Yeah, it was
just one time.
Just one
Why
afternoon.
didn't you go back? Why?
Well, because she lived in New Zealand.
Christina Applegate too?
Yeah, she
once?
just did a commercial with her. Well, yeah, just once.
Just once, and that's it.
I'm not that good.
You think you turn them off or something? I mean,
if I make it 2 minutes, God bless
I heard a
me.
horrible story about Axl once that he banged your girlfriend at the time, right in front of you.
No. She was a stripper girlfriend. When we had it, I had a couple of them.
Yeah.
And this one of them went to the studio with them, and he fucked her there and
you were
Rocky
with her.
Queen.
And you must have been
I
pissed.
wasn't. No, I didn't care. Wasn't one of those like my wife.
Boy, if I was
or like a heavy girlfriend.
Somebody you cared about.
Yeah.
Still, she was yours. You had marked your territory.
Yeah, it was her and a couple of but they were Band-Aids.
Man. Susie, that's got to turn you on that he got Madonna so wet that she wet the whole bed down. I mean, what do you think of your man now? Had you ever heard that story?
I always liked Madonna's music, but now it's so funny. Whenever she comes on the radio or something, I think about it. I'm like, oh, ew. I'm just glad it was like back then. I think she's a super talented, wonderful, amazing woman. I'm just glad it was. Hopefully, pre-days.
When she wrote that song Like a Virgin, was it about you, Chick?
I doubt it.
You doubt it. All right.
Yeah, I'm in line with a bunch of cats.
Well, you guys are a lot of fun to hang out with. You got to admit these guys are fun.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, come on. I mean, what is going on here?
They got it going on.
Hey, David Lee Roth's on the phone for you guys. I'm going to say hi.
No
Hey, David,
way.
go ahead.
Hey, Howard, good morning. This is Rock'em Sock'em Diamond David Lee Roth right here. Is this Steven Adler?
Yes, sir, Diamond Dave. I love you.
This is live on the air. How you doing, Stephen?
Great.
You know, Howard, I got to let you know something. You know, a little secret here. Back on the 1986 Edelman Smile Tour, Stephen blew me backstage for a
thank you. That's what I knew.
There you go, Stephen. All right, hey, David, thanks for sharing.
I didn't want to say. Thank you for reminding me, Dave. I love you.
That, of course, is our friend Billy Murrow. Yes. Anyway, Stephen, congratulations on Sober House, being sober, the whole thing, Chip. Congratulations on your beautiful Susie.
Thank you.
And just your career, everything's going well.
And my wife, Carolina, and my partner, Steve Sprite.
That poor Carolina, I don't know, man. She's going through a lot. She's going through a lot.
Well, she's what the AA people call a normie. She never did drugs. She never smoked. Never had a drink.
She don't know from this.
No.
Yeah. She's
How'd
sticking
she
by
get
you.
into this?
Yeah,
she's a loyal woman.
She came out from Argentina, from Buenos Aires, to find me.
No kidding.
And meet me. And
because she was a fan of Guns N' Roses?
Yeah. She was the president of the fan club in Argentina.
Wow.
And she came out to meet me and
You're her dream come true.
Yeah.
Yeah. At 14, she told me
dream come true.
she was telling her friends, I'm going to marry Steven Adler.
Yeah.
Wow.
No kidding.
She's 14.
Nice looking, too.
And we can't even go over there. We go to Argentina, smothered like a bum on a surf and turf. Their fans are all over us like you wouldn't believe. We do an in-store at noon, and there's 3,000 people. Honest to God out there. It's crazy for Steven.
How's she in
they're
bed?
starving
Good?
for Guns N' Roses
she's
stuff.
wonderful.
She good in bed?
Oh, South American women are the best lovers. The most beautiful women.
What does she do that's so good? Like, what's different?
She sucks my cock good. She sits on it good.
Oh, come on.
She's got a great round ass. No, everything. She's just a great girl.
Okay, I can see why you married her then. All right, I understand. All right, listen. We've said enough. Probably too much.
Probably.
Yeah,
he's so sweet.
How'd it go in there?
It went great. He's really great. I love Howard.
Now, how does it feel that Howard says like it breaks his heart to see you how you were on TV and
well, it was
feel good
real.
to have Howard care about you so much.
I think it feels great. And I've been getting so much love and support, and to get it from Howard, who knows so many people, and it's really great. Like I said, I love Howard. Thank him.
Real grateful to have him as a buddy.
Thank you, Howard.
Family, big brother.
And now you guys got the music going, so it seems like things going
TV,
well, right?
at the movies.
Things are looking up.
Yeah.
We got a chance.
Yeah, you got a second chance in life. And I'm not looking back. Yeah, third or fourth.
I certainly hope we're not confusing motion with progress at this point in our career.
Great. All right, guys. Thanks for stopping by.
Have me do. I think it's going to be something to do with music trivia, maybe Brady Bunch trivia, and then hopefully he won't ask me to spin the wheel of sex. It should be interesting.
So, John, you nervous at all?
Only because I have no idea where it's going.
It can go anywhere with Howard, right?
Yeah.
So, what's your special talent?
I have a Rolodex of useless knowledge in my head that'll never come in handy in real life. Anything from music to movies to dates, facts, figures, trivia, all that stuff.
And the guys are going to try to stump you today?
I think they're going to take some calls so we can see if anybody has less of a life than I did as a kid growing up.
All right, man. Well, good luck in that
Thanks.
today.
Here's John Zellner. He's Senior VP of Music Programming at SiriusXM. Gary said to me, he was in the halls, he's walking around, and Harvey Leeds goes, hey, you got to meet this guy. Tell him when you were born. He tells him, boom, the guy knows right away to hit record. And then the guy says to him, that's not even my real skill. My real skill is I can answer any Brady Bunch question.
Really?
Yeah. Hey, John.
Hey, how you doing?
Unfortunately, I don't know anything about the Brady Bunch, but I could probably research and get a bunch of questions.
Okay.
I know a little bit about it, and I'm not like the Honeymooners or the Odd Couple, but I know some Brady.
I got some questions. You know who's supposedly a Brady Bunch? Hey, John.
Who's that? Hey.
Scott DePace is supposedly a Brady Bunch expert.
Really?
Oh, what a fruit.
That's what someone told me.
That was a great show. Come on.
Yeah, but why would you learn that before the Honeymooners?
Because I wasn't alive in the 50s.
Gary told
neither was
me,
I, dude. It was on every fucking night.
Gary told me that you even knew the name you knew Sam the Butcher's last name.
Yeah.
Because that's never been mentioned in a show.
One episode.
It was on the architectural papers because the maid was building a house or something. And
No, he was redoing the butcher shop, and Alice thought he was going to propose to him.
Right.
So the thing was, they were in the den, and the thing fell off, and it said Sam Franklin on it. It's the only time that you knew.
Yeah, Franklin.
Sam Franklin.
When you get,
how do you become such an obsessed fan that you would know that?
I have no idea. I was in the Brady Bunch fan club. At the same time, I was in the Kiss Army, so I was kind of a confused child.
Were you the president of the?
No.
Fred, what year? Give me the date and year you were born. He'll tell you.
7/9/55.
I can't start in 55. I do 56.
I know. I bet
I told you he wouldn't know mine.
I bet he'll know
Wait
mine.
a second.
I know yours.
But this is what Will said about you. He said,
yours is a Rosemary Clooney song. I know that because I looked it up.
But Gary's been screaming about how great you are, and Will said, "Hey, I was on the phone with this guy, and every time I ask him, he goes, I can't do that."
I bet he'll know mine.
I started in 56.
All right, do ours.
I bet he'll know mine.
What is it?
October 11th, 1967.
So 1067 was Aquarius. Let the sun shine in. Yeah.
There you go.
Let the sun shine in.
Yeah,
Aquarius.
Fifth Dimension.
Fifth Dimension.
Yeah.
Summer of Love is when I was born.
Right.
You know what's you know what's cool about your skill?
What's that?
We don't even know if you're right.
That's right.
Well, that's like I have a similar thing where if you from the last half of this century, from 49 to now,
Right.
you give me a year, I'll give you the two teams in the World Series and who won.
1983.
In 1983, the Orioles beat the Phillies.
Wow. Now, how do you learn something like that?
You know what, Howard? It's like he's saying. For some reason, I know. Like, I haven't seen The Honeymooners in a long time, but when I see an episode, I can do it verbatim. It's like locked into my head.
And you didn't try this; it just happened.
I didn't try to. I don't know. And I wasn't born in 1949. I used to read books about baseball.
Wow, you retain the information. It's unbelievable.
From 49 till now, and a lot of time, and that happened to be in 5 games. In a lot of years, I could tell you how many games.
Wow. So 52.
52. The Yankees beat the Dodgers.
Wow.
And how many games?
Probably 7 games.
Wow. I have like a weird little skill, actually. Name any year, and I'll tell you the following year. So, for example, Fred, what year were you born?
1955.
That would be 56.
That's awesome.
You're right, sir.
You know what, Benji? What about you? When were you born?
When were you born?
71.
No, you weren't. But anyway.
What week?
Give me your birthday.
What was that?
71. It's 9/24/71.
9/24/71
was Black and White 3 Dog Night. That's a good one.
3 Dog Night, Black and White.
That's a good one.
That's right.
Yeah.
I wonder if we could check that.
You go to the Joel Whitburn site. It's all over.
Will, what was your birthday?
2/15/78.
You're the one that I want from Greece, from John Travolta.
Wow.
It's funny.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
It's funny when people know shit like
Were you ever?
Now
What, Will?
That's a different answer than he gave me yesterday.
That's not true.
Johnny Mathis.
Is it?
Johnny Mathis wasn't on the charts. in
No,
78.
Too Much, Too Little, Too Late was, but it was the month after.
Oh, so you were wrong yesterday.
I guess so. It's a mess in there. It's a Rolodex of useless knowledge.
I'm trying to think of a good Brady Bunch one.
Here, I got some off the internet. I'll ask you some Brady Bunch stuff.
Okay. All right.
Anyway, first I'll let you do Jeff the drunk. He's very anxious. Jeff, go ahead. What's your birthday?
Yeah, can you do my date?
Sure.
Do you actually know the answer, Jeff, or you don't?
No, I don't.
All right, go ahead. What's your birthday?
5267.
Something Stupid. Frank and Nancy Sinatra. 5267.
Something Stupid.
Yeah.
Oh,
there you
very
go. It
good.
fits.
It's appropriate.
Yeah.
All right, Jeff. Thank you.
Something stupid. That's my theme song.
That's great. That's something lazy.
Scott, are you a Brady Bunch fan?
It's just something at college.
You're
we used
a
to do
goof.
For a drinking game, you asshole.
Oh, just drink.
It's a drinking game.
Just drink is right. What do you
drink,
need a game
you
for? What do you need a game to drink? I just drink.
You would get really
What
drunk.
was Sam's last name?
All right, wait, Scott. Scott, ask a question.
All right. What was the mascot for the
Raquel, the goat.
Raquel, the goat.
That was Raquel.
Drink.
Okay.
Saved him in his bedroom, and the goat went, and Carol was showing the house, and
So
All
maybe
right.
Scott has
and
to
then the
drink.
hilarity.
What was the
ensued
name
after
of the
that.
cat that Bobby saved?
Pandora.
Oh, got it.
What was the
Yeah,
name
it
of the
was
first?
Millicent. In that episode, remember, he was in the burned out house, and Millicent played by who?
Jeez.
Melissa Sue Anderson from Little House on the Prairie.
You got to drink, Scott.
stuff.
Every time you get one wrong, you have to put an
See,
ugly
that's
shirt
Also,
on.
the first girl that Bobby kissed.
What a punishment. You have to drink.
Yeah. Every time you get one wrong, you have to put an ugly shirt
Oh,
on.
let's see you have.
No, that's a good question. The Pandora one. Most people don't know.
Scott,
that.
here's
That's
one.
good.
What's the name of the first guy you fucked?
All right, wait. What was the name of the detergent that you did the commercial for?
Oh, well, there was Safe and Best. There were 2, actually.
Good. Let's get back to the World Series shit. Something for the guys.
Go get a cupcake, Artie.
Oh,
What was the
No, that's
name?
good stuff. That's impressive. Though,
I got
that
a
you
couple
know.
for you.
All right.
We got off the internet.
Okay.
What was the name name of Jan's imaginary boyfriend?
Oh, Glass.
George
Philip-
Glass.
George Glass.
George
thank you.
Glass.
Yeah,
How do
that's
you
a good
know
one.
that?
I'll tell you what. When he said, I happen to see that.
Oh, fan.
We call you.
Let me tell you something. I don't consider myself an expert, but George Glass.
George Glass.
She looks at the glass and she thinks of it.
Right.
Yeah.
What was the name of Cindy's favorite doll, which Bobby
Kitty Carryall.
Wow.
I knew that too.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, it's an easy one.
Jeez, I don't know any of these. I'm so proud of myself.
I don't remember.
Maybe I should
one
take more
episode
time
of
to
the
answer
Brady
it. I'm
Bunch.
looking,
You
I feel
guys
so
were
silly.
older.
I didn't.
I watched it, but I don't remember it.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I didn't retain any of it.
Yeah, thank goodness.
Go ahead, Richard.
Can I tell him my birthday real quick?
Sure, go ahead.
April 1st, 1974.
474. You ain't seen nothing yet. BTO.
Nope. Blue Swede, hooked on a
Hooked on a feeling, but was it a week after?
Uh-oh. No, it was
I'm usually
April
off by
1st.
a week or two. All right. Well, there you go. I'm wrong.
It's still impressive.
Yeah, it was close.
All right.
What was the name of the bully who teased Cindy about her list?
That was Buddy Hinton.
Buddy Hinton.
Wow.
And Peter knocks him
Can
out.
I yell out? I knew.
All right, I'll ask you first, Scott. We'll see how you do. All right. Carol Brady had a boyfriend in college who came to visit her. What was his
Tank.
name?
Very good.
All
He's
right.
good.
All right.
Jeez,
I'm
who
impressed.
knew we had him back there?
Right?
Being
You don't need
able
me.
to
I
do
could just
this
go home
all
now.
All right,
along.
I'm going to skip to the hard ones. You ready?
All right.
All right. What is the name of the dentist that Marsha swore she'd marry one day?
Oh, jeez.
All right. Now,
I don't
wait a
got
second.
it.
Can you answer this one? What was Tank's last name? Remember? It was Tank Gates.
No.
All right,
I
wasn't
didn't know that.
Do you know this
So-
one, dude?
I don't know who's the
Dr.
dentist.
Vogel. Right?
That's right.
Vogel.
Dr. Vogel.
Yeah.
Correct.
Right,
drink.
remember?
I'll drink.
Remember Mrs. It was Mrs. Marcia Dentist, and she envisions them getting married. And
How many times did you watch each episode to get this good?
Friday night, 8 o'clock. It was just like clockwork every
Something
week.
you'd watch all the
Had
time.
no life.
And
yeah.
you saw the reruns and everything.
Of course, sure.
All right, here, I'll ask Scott first. What was the name of the quarterback who dated Marsha in order to steal Greg's playbook for the big game?
Phil Packer.
Warren Mulaney. He's at the top of my crumb list, the bottom of my crumb list, and every crumb in between.
Who's Phil Packer?
It says here Jerry Rogers.
Fudge Packer, actually.
And Phil Packer's the
No,
name of
Warren-
the dude you dated.
It says you're both wrong.
No, that was something.
Jerry Rogers.
I don't know.
Warren
I
Mulaney.
remember the episode.
Okay.
All right. Greg and his teammates steal the rival school mascot. Oh, he did that one.
Yeah, Raquel.
Okay. Who played the role of the minister who married Carol and Mike Brady?
Oh, Jesus. I don't know
Who
that.
played the role?
I don't know.
Yeah,
you
that's
don't know
not
the
a
First
real-
episode.
All right, forget that
it's
one.
horrible.
When did
Oh, the first episode? Wait. Is it
I can picture the guy. I don't know his name.
Is it Artie Johnson?
Nope.
No.
Dabbs Greer.
Oh, forget it.
I wouldn't know that.
All right. Okay. When did the first episode? Who gives a shit about
1969.
that? That is correct. Wow.
Name 3 celebrity athletes who were on the show.
Oh, that's good. Joe Namath, Wes Parker, and well, who would the third one be?
Deacon Jones.
Oh, Deacon Jones. That's right.
Don
Deacon
Drysdale.
Jones. That's good.
And Don
Drysdale. That's right. Yeah.
Wes Parker was the first baseman for the Dodgers, right?
All right. Here's
Exactly.
a tough one.
Asshole.
What is the name of the man who Alice dated, other than Sam the Butcher?
Oh, the guy Mark Millard.
Absolutely right.
Yeah.
Wow. Impressive.
Well, you're not so impressive, Scott.
Is there a way to make money with this information?
Absolutely not.
What was-
Not a chance.
All right, you want to go to ridiculously hard category?
Wait, can I
Yeah.
throw one out there?
Throw it out.
What was in the game show that Cindy was playing? What was the answer that everyone knew?
Oh,
except
Baton
her?
Rouge. Baton Rouge. Sure. Yeah.
All right.
When they go to Hawaii,
Yeah.
Taboo.
the taboo
It was
thing.
a 3-part episode.
Right. What was the thing that happened to Bobby?
Well, they found the tiki idol,
Right.
and it brought him bad luck. So,
So
Bobby
what
almost
was the bad luck? Yeah, that
He had
happened to-
the thing crawling up on him, and then
Spider, right.
Alice sprained her whatever
Right, he's right.
doing the hula thing, and then Greg wiped out surfing.
And name 2 celebrities in that episode.
Vincent Price and well, I don't know who was the other one.
The Hawaiian.
Oh, Don Ho. Don Ho. Sure. Yeah, very
He ain't a celebrity.
Don Ho. Marginal celebrity.
What is it about the Brady Bunch, do you think, that really attracted you to the show? I mean, you have to admit it's a dumb kind of show, but why did you love it so much?
I wanted to be one of the, part of the family. I was an only child, so I was lonely, I think.
It's the ideal. You know what? It's almost like why people liked Friends. I think like you wanted to be. I think a kid wanted to be in that family because it was
Yeah.
the ideal family, and I think a bunch of people.
You wanted to be in that family too?
I mean, as a kid, they were perfect. You know, like you went to the old man, and if you had a problem, he told you what to do. And at the end of the episode, everything was fine.
All problems were solved in 22
Do you think
minutes.
if you had grown up in the Brady bunch that you would be a heroin addict? No way.
I think I'd be a worse heroin addict.
You could actually.
Didn't Marsha become a heroin addict?
She did. She dealt with coke.
You said you had a
They all
question.
did.
No, these
I
are,
have other ones.
Here's a ridiculously hard one.
All right, let me try.
What is Mike Brady's middle name?
Michael Paul.
Right,
Yeah.
Paul.
That's ridiculous.
These are ridiculously hard.
But look at this guy's an expert. All right, you ready?
And you only know that in the first episode where they do the vows.
These are ridiculously hard. In the Flying Saucer episode,
Oh, boy.
what is the name of the planet that the aliens come from?
That's tough. I don't know. That's a weird one.
But
That
that's
was-
a good one.
That was toward the
why
end. Yeah, I
wouldn't
know.
you-
It was,
It's,
Why wouldn't you remember that?
I don't know.
it's from Kaplutus.
Kaplutus. That's right. I knew that. Yeah, I knew it now.
All right.
Yeah.
There's subtle shit like when you get into I get into honeymooners trivia with my cousin, and he'll ask you shit like the episode where they get a maid. What's the name of the maid agency? And you have to read it backwards on the door.
Oh, that's good.
Like shit like that.
Right here. If you're the senior VP of programming at Sirius, what is Channel 111?
See,
You know that?
I oversee the music channels. Just the music
all right,
channels.
all
That's
right.
the
What is
Brady Bunch channel.
What is
Is it the Brady Bunch channel?
What is Channel 37?
Well, channel 37 on XM, there isn't one.
What about Sirius?
I should know that.
See, this is what I'm
What
saying.
is Channel 9?
This is why the company
Channel
can go
9 is
bankrupt.
90s on 9.
Yeah. This is why the company can go bankrupt.
That's an easy one.
He knows the Bradys. and
Everyone's
not
Well,
busy
the
with the
37
Bradys.
was the strobe. Actually, 37 is now dark, but that's all right.
What was Aunt Jenny's secretary's name?
Oh, boy. Played by Imogene Coca. God. Oh, man. Do you remember that one? Remember she comes in and Jan has the photo of her
Right.
as a
She thought
kid
she
and
was
she
gonna
looks
be
just
ugly,
like
right?
her. I'm going to be
Yeah.
ugly. And Aunt Jenny was talking to her secretary. I
Her
forget.
name is Hazel.
Hazel.
These
Very
are
good.
ridiculously
Yeah.
hard.
How about this? I got a good one.
Yeah.
How many kids were in Alice the maid's family when she grew up? There's a way you should know this.
Well, I know that.
Well, she was a
has
middle
sister.
child also. She was a middle sister, so probably
That
3.
wasn't
Right.
the...
Yeah.
That's the answer.
Because she,
Very
yeah,
nice.
because she and Jan had this thing.
Right.
How about one for Artie? How did Mr. Brady prove the court case when that guy?
Oh, Jackie Coogan, because he
Hold on,
dropped
hold
the
on,
book.
I don't know. Why would you ask me? I'm not the
Well, you
expert.
said this was a great one. All
No,
right,
he
go ahead.
dropped the book, and Jackie Coogan turned his head around, and obviously he didn't break his neck.
Yeah, the guy said he had whiplash.
Yeah.
So.
Oh,
So
I
he's wearing
remember
the-
that. I
wearing the
remember
thing
that.
right.
But Scott looking to be like him. He's looking to look impressive, so he asked me. This guy's answering every fucking thing.
Why is he competing with you?
I knew this was too easy for him.
All right, one last one because this is creeping me out.
All right, go ahead.
All right, here we go. What was the boy's name who plays Romeo in the Romeo and Juliet episode?
Oh, jeez.
See, these are ridiculously hard.
No, that's a good
That's
one. I know
Faggy
it.
McButtfuck, right?
Faggy McButtfuck is right.
That's my next
Faggy
answer.
McButtfuck.
He's right.
I forget. I don't know that one.
The
That's tough.
guy's name is Harold.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
What did Peter say in the play? What was the big
Hark,
line?
who goes there?
No, wasn't it? You got to pay the rent or something like that?
No, it was Hark. Remember, he had 2 lines in the thing. And,
Well, there's a lot of
And
plays
Peter
that they
said
do.
Hark before Jan said who goes. Anyway,
Yeah.
All right.
You got to pay the rent.
What was the
You're
name?
thinking of good times.
All right, here's a good one. What was the name of the doctor that gave Jan the abortion?
How about what cast member thought the show was too gay to be on?
It's Robert Reed. He
Yeah,
didn't
the
even
gay
appear
guy.
in the last episode.
That is right.
Yeah, he didn't show up.
All right.
It's good stuff.
Oh, how about
What?
Oliver's 2 brothers?
Oliver's 2 brothers.
Yeah. Well, they were.
It was the Kelly's
adopted.
kids, but they weren't his brothers.
They
though.
were adopted kids, but
Yeah,
remember the 2?
played by Robbie Rist, but it was Pete and who was the other kid? Mike and Pete.
No,
Mike
it
and,
was Dwayne.
oh, Dwayne and Steve.
Steve.
Dwayne and Steve. Right.
According to
All right,
They
name-
weren't- they weren't-
name
they
the
weren't Oliver's
person-
cousins, though. They
Name
were
the
just-
person in this room who used to work for Showbiz Pizza and was Employee of the Month.
according to John Hines' book, when did the Brady Bunch jump the shark?
Probably in the Hawaii episode 72.
when Oliver-
No, I think it's when
Oh,
Oliver.
that's
came
when
out.
Oliver joined.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Well, Gary, what do you want?
No, actually, one of his other talents is if you name a song, like a probably from like what 70 to like 90.
Yeah, I can give you the intro time.
He tells you you name a song, he'll tell you the band, the label and the intro time.
Were you a DJ? Is that one?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. From the 70s to the 90s. Wind Cries Mary, Jimi Hendrix.
Okay, there was no intro because again, it has to be like at a top, at a pop song.
Forget
when you're
it.
talking up the
Too many
intros.
rules. Too many rules.
Yeah.
How about intros? Derek and the Dominoes, Layla.
Well, that's a long intro.
Well, like Baker Street.
Well, Baker Street is like 16 seconds until the post, and then it's like 32 seconds if you talk up the whole thing. So it's 1978. Jerry Rafferty. City to City was the album.
Very nice. All right,
there you
listen.
go. Anyway.
I'm glad I met you. I don't know why, but I'm glad I met you. I'm sure somebody appreciates all of this.
I'm sure not.
Here's a guy, Eddie, has a question for you. Go ahead for Ed.
Hello, let me turn off my speakerphone. July 8th, 1976.
Silly Love Songs, Wings.
76, the Reds beat the Yankees in 4
That's
games.
And he was the only band to top Billboard top 5, all 5 of them.
Who was the only band to do what?
To have all top 5 positions on Billboard.
At the same time?
Yeah.
The Beatles.
Yes.
Yeah, 64.
That had
That's
to be
easy.
The answer is always the Beatles.
Yeah, I mean, for that, that's all
I could've
5
got that.
positions. It's got to be the Beatles.
Hey, CWB, what's up?
Yo, Sportsman, got tattoo. I got an idea if we can liven up this little game. The loser has to take Richard's balls for the face.
Yeah, John has to get teabagged if he doesn't get the right answer.
Well, the loser's Scott, so get in here.
All right, listen, John Zellner is Senior VP of Music Programming at SiriusXM. He's in charge of all the music. What do you do all day? What do? You oversee everybody?
Work with the programmers and the music directors and the jocks and all
You're
that.
doing a good job, man.
Thanks, man.
Music sounds real good.
Thanks.
You know, in fact, I know Mel right now was listening to this, and he's interviewing for your position
Oh,
upstairs.
perfect.
He's so impressed.
Where does he hide that we never see him?
Yeah, where are you? Where are you located?
I'm in D.C., but I'm here like 2 days a week.
I
so.
see.
So what happens if XM and Sirius actually combine all the music channels?
Well, we did already.
Oh, we did?
Yeah.
Oh, so your job's
Last
safe.
November.
Okay.
I guess it's safe. I don't know.
He commutes from D.C. He works out of D.C.
After today, I don't know.
All right, John, thanks.
Okay, buddy.
All right, John Zellner. You want to date Robin?
Oh, please.
Why? You don't want to go out with this guy? You married?
What, I'm going to sit there and talk Brady Bunch all night?
You married?
You married, John?
Yes. Yeah.
How
You want to date Robin? Sure. Yeah, sure. He'll date
He'll
you.
date even.
Have you ever gone out with a married guy?
Oh, a long time ago. I don't do that anymore.
Ah, come on.
John, what year were you born?
65.
65?
Leave it alone.
He can't get
Marty
out of
can't
here
get enough of this.
now.
But
He
yeah,
wants to play some more.
he's 65, so yeah. What do you want to know?
Just saying, Dodgers beat the Twins.
Oh, okay.
All right. Good.
I got you, babe. Sonny and Cher, number 1.
Thanks, John.
All right. See you.
Good guy. It's fun to meet the people who work behind the scenes.
Yes. So there's a guy who was in radio as a DJ and made something out of himself.
Sure, look what he did.
Yeah. Brady Bunch.
What
Well, that's-
useless information. But
I
it's
mean-
impressive. I mean, to have that kind
to
of
have
mind.
that mind, but
I'm the same exact way, but it's completely useless shit.
want to learn something that would be useful to
I think you have to be smart, though, even to retain that information.
But wouldn't you be smarter if you put it to some good use, like something that would get you somewhere if you knew it that off the cuff?
I mean, if you're going to ask my opinion, I'd say it's a very dopey way to use a good brain.
The only way that me memorizing shit, the only way I ever used it wasn't here. talking in these conversations.
Well, it worked out for you.
But with you, not like if you had become a sportscaster, that might have been.
That would help,
yeah.
definitely.
John, that was pretty impressive, man.
It was fun.
You, I don't know, they weren't too impressed with the birthday thing.
Yeah, you know what? I could be wrong by a few weeks. It's kind of, it gets shady after a while. I'm not as young as I used to be.
But what do you think about our director, Scott DePace's knowledge of...
He was good. Very impressive.
Really?
He's almost as much of a geek as I am. Yeah. Yeah. He probably has a little bit more of a life, or had more of a life back then. I didn't, I didn't do a lot of drugs. I was just watching the Brady Bunch, I guess, as a kid. So.
But all this knowledge that you have, you said it's pretty much good for nothing?
It's good for nothing. It means nothing. Yeah.
But you had a good time.
It's a good way to kill time.
But you had a good time today, though,
Absolutely. No question.
Right? All right. Thanks for stopping by.
Sure
dude.
thing. Anytime.
comments about Jason Kaplan, the one of the producers back there. Jason Kaplan is an asshole.
Jesus.
Not only is he a fat piece of shit, he's a know-it-all fuck who likes to stir up shit. Every time I hear him speak, I want to crush his skull with a baseball bat. Have another party for your cats, you faggot. I think this is one time to petition the fans to voice their opinions and keep this asshole off the air. I guess Jason was on the wrap-up show.
He's on a lot.
You know, Howard, they were particularly upset with him yesterday because he was talking about what a bad father Scott is for pushing his kid into music, and people were getting pissed.
6 months ago, it came out that Scott was using the studio after the show was over to mix music, and Howard screamed at you on the air. Don't use your work time to mix your son's band. Wait until after your shift is over.
Which I was.
Well, that's not what it sounded like when you two were arguing on the air. You were doing it at like 12, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Hey, Scott, so what happened? So you bring in blank CDs from home.
Of course.
And give them to Casey? No, did you?
He also brought in a generator to plug the machine in.
I used the electricity. That's right. I used my own electricity and my own blank.
Scott's like the opposite of every other parent. It sounds like your son has moved on to try and get a regular job, and you're pushing him to pursue a music career.
Well, because, I mean, we think that he's got a lot of talent. So we don't want to see him, maybe someday in the future go, you know what, I should have not given up. I should have explored all my, talents and done what I could. He's a great writer and he's a great singer. I don't want him to just give up.
This isn't what he wants, dude. Like, why are you pushing it so hard?
I know what my son wants.
But if he's not working on it, then why are you?
Let me tell you something. My son wants it to be handed to him. He wants somebody to come up to him and say, here's a record contract.
Well, isn't that what you're doing in a sense? I mean, you're doing the work for him.
I'm trying to help him. I'm trying to,
You're handing it to him.
I'm not handing him anything.
You're handing him labeled CDs? I know that. You just said 5 minutes ago that, you're the one kind of pushing this. You just said
I'm now pushing it because he came back to me with new stuff and new material, and I don't want to see him go, all right, you started again, don't go back and forth.
There's
Either
no
you got to do it
between you and those women that take their kids to those beauty pageants when they're little.
Yeah, did you hear that whole thing?
I heard some of it, and you know what? There was something a little disturbing about it, but I think Scott explained it away at the end of the show. He said his kid wanted to give up music, but he was pushing him to keep in it.
Yeah, that's even weird. And then also a lot of people wrote me and said, why didn't I get angrier with Scott about the fact that he's using company time and using interns to make labels for his son's CDs. And the thing was, I just didn't want to waste a lot of time on the show yesterday. We were so busy with it. But, basically, it does disturb me. And from what I hear, Scott's been doing this for a long time, having interns make labels for his son's CDs. And that means Scott's not busy enough. That's all it means. It means that, we've got to find more for him to do.
I heard this yesterday, and, Jason and Ralph were being really hard on Scott, man. I mean, it's like they, and what I didn't like about it a little bit is they were insulting his kid a little bit.
Oh, I shouldn't do that.
They were Ralph was calling him his dopey kid, and
that's not right. First of all, Ralph's never had kids, and Scott is a guy who loves his son. But Scott, I did hear some of this, and I think
first of all, I haven't ever had interns doing labels or any of this.
Gary, give me the truth.
No, never.
Not from what I hear.
All right, well, I don't know what you got.
They've all asked to be in the intern protection program, but they've all squealed on you, Scott.
Really?
Yeah.
They're all scared shitless.
They're all scared shitless.
Yeah.
Right. You bring in all of those interns.
But they can't because they're afraid of you.
What did they say, Gary?
That Scott's been doing the labeling thing forever and been working on his son's music. Not that for many semesters. Not that it's all that you do.
First of all, this is the first time he's recorded anything in years. So I haven't been doing anything.
This is not the first semester that people have been asked to work on.
One of your old interns reported to us that you spend most of your morning working on your son's website. That's number one. We know everything that goes on back there.
No, I don't work on my son's website. I don't do anything on my son's website. I don't have any access to my son's website.
They all came forward.
All right, fine.
There's no hiding it.
Some of them are lying.
Could you work on my website?
Was this the first time you had your son's labels being made, or were there other times?
The first time ever here.
By an intern?
Yeah.
No, by anybody.
By anyone. Who cares who did it?
No, I've made them myself.
Oh, you have?
Yeah. I've never had an intern make them.
That's even worse. I mean, you're
on my own time.
Oh, I see.
Not
Why is it so important again for your son to be a rock star?
It's not important. I mean,
you're a stage father.
See what Scott said. What Scott said yesterday. This is the part that everybody thought was a little strange. I mean, Scott's trying to be a good dad, but he said that his son is lazy when it comes to the promotion part, and Scott's sort of job is to push him. And everyone was sort of like, well, if your son is lazy, maybe it means he doesn't really want it. and you should just let it happen naturally. He's like, no, he's got the talent. I have to help him do it.
The way I explained it away.
Here's one of your interns. Go ahead. What are you coming forward? You're a very brave man.
He's got protection. I told him.
All right, you got protection.
That's
Go ahead.
Casey.
Go ahead.
Basically, Scott really does love his son's band, and oftentimes throughout the work day, if he has a free moment, and this is after work is done, he'll hop on the website, see how traffic is doing, see how the son's band is doing.
That's not working on a website. That's once in a while checking the website. That's about it.
Right. He's pretty proud of his son. He wants to see what it's doing, so wants to see what the general consensus is of the band.
What I got from yesterday, Scott's in a difficult position because clearly his kid's talented, right?
Right.
So,
but the son doesn't want to be in music.
I know, but it's like as a parent, if you see a kid who has some talent, and most kids don't,
but it's got to be
like,
important to the kid.
Well, sometimes a kid's too young to.
Maybe the kid's being realistic and saying, "I need to get something going that's going to support myself."
He is.
Well, I mean, like if my mother was realistic at 23, I wouldn't be. I would be at the port right now.
Let me say what happened. Okay, so you all know he went on tour with a band in Europe. So he came back and he was pretty disgusted with music. He didn't want to do it.
Right.
I said, fine, you don't want to do it? You got your taste? Fine. That was 2 years ago.
Right.
A few months ago, he came to me and said, I have a new band. I want to record some new material.
Okay.
I didn't push him at all.
Right.
I said, all right, we'll put it together and record some new material.
All right.
So we recorded some songs. And then a few months later, I guess he was arguing with the band over the way things should go, and he got frustrated. And I was telling him, don't give up. Finish what you wanted to start. You only did 4. Finish the rest of the songs that you have written.
Why?
And see what happens.
Why?
Just complete the project. Don't give up.
Why?
Because I don't want him to give up on anything.
I understand.
Well,
Scott.
wait a second. It's a hobby. And it's like, it's his hobby,
though.
Why is Scott so involved in whether he continues the song?
Because he came
That's
to
like
me.
if my dad came to me and said, don't give up chess.
He came to me.
Yeah, but no, it's not that, Howard. It's like if your father said after Detroit, give up being in radio.
No, that's
yes,
different. My father never encouraged me in radio or told me
Well,
anything.
that's a separate story. But, I mean, what if your father came to you and said, look, you're in Detroit working in a house.
I was getting paid in
How
radio.
much?
His son isn't getting paid.
How much are you getting paid?
In Detroit?
Yeah.
$50,000 a year.
All right. Well, look, I'm just saying, to me.
What are you saying? It was my occupation.
That was a 1980s.
Artie, the part where
It's an
Scott's not being honest.
occupation. It's an occupation, but it's also a dream that you had.
But the part where Scott's not being honest is his son came to him after 2 years, and Scott helped him. Then his son walked away because.
But I want him to finish.
That's you.
I also.
Why do you want him?
But your son is 23 years old.
I don't want him to go 10 years later or 10 years from now. Go. You know what? I should have continued. I was stupid of me to give up.
And I understand that
because he's talented, and I want him to find out exactly what he has.
23 is young, man.
But it's a grown man. It's not your 12-year-old son not completing something.
And that's the part where people got mad at Jason because Jason said, well, if your kid's not following up, maybe it's not as big a dream as it is for you.
Right. I think this is Scott's dream.
Rob,
nowadays you can't force a kid to do anything.
But this is,
No.
This is something I learned from my mother. And
I'm
I guess,
trying to understand why you're still involved in telling a 23-year-old everything he should do.
Because most parents, if you're 80 years old and your kid's 60 years old, you'll still tell them what to do. It's your kid.
Maybe they won't.
Please.
Your
father never still.
My father would tell me what to do in his opinions.
Well, I give him my opinion, and I tell him that.
Why is it your opinion that he should continue in the music business?
Why is it my opinion?
Yeah.
Because I think he's very talented.
But he doesn't want to do it. He's telling you, Dad, I'm not into it anymore.
Listen, nowadays,
read the signs.
But nowadays, you can't make a kid do anything. If the kid really didn't want to do this, he wouldn't do it. He wouldn't do it. He's going into a studio and writing songs.
You go to your room and be a rock star right now.
I never said that at all.
No.
At 23, he's
I'm
being
not making him do anything.
All right, listen.
See, Scott's probably got another thing going on because we're talking about a 23-year-old who lives on his own, which is not Scott's son's case. He lives at home. That's always a different relationship. You're a different 23 when your parents still pay the bills.
Right. What he's trying to say to his father is, I want to get the fuck out of your house.
He needs direction.
I need a job. I can't be if you're going to keep me infantilized being a make-believe rock star the rest of my life, I'm never going to be able to get out of your house.
He's going to school. I mean, he's learning,
What's he learning?
Computer technology.
Good.
He's going into that area.
That's smart.
He's going to graduate.
He hasn't given up on that.
He's going to graduate at the end of the year. He figured out this is what he wants to do to make a living. And I said, you could keep doing that. You could do music on the side and see how it goes. You don't have to. I mean, you could keep writing and keep trying to perform.
But he doesn't want to.
Okay, but that conversation's over. Now, if the kid really didn't want to do it, he would stop doing it.
Oh, I know, and he would tell me, leave me alone. I don't want to do it
Sounds like
anymore.
this is your dream.
I felt bad for Scott because I was saying, like, there are so many stories of athletes whose fathers pushed them, and now they all hate. Like Andre Agassi doesn't talk to his father. Keith Hernandez didn't talk to his
But
father.
this ain't
Ken
that,
Norton didn't talk to. But it is because it's where the father feels like they're so helpful in that business that they feel like they've helped create them, and then the kid ends up hating them.
Scott's son is. I mean, Scott's busy making labels. Let Scott's son make the labels. Tell him to come in and make the labels if you really want.
That I agree with.
Okay.
I mean that. But if he's
that was the question yesterday. The motivation of the son. How motivated is he?
He's motivated to write a whole fucking album.
But
That's
then
something
he
that's not
could just
spontaneous.
No. He could sit in the basement with his album.
I don't know. Scott's way into this. He loves it. I think Scott sees this as his ticket out of here.
It's my ticket out of here.
Yeah.
It's my ticket when you retire.
I can
tell. Ralph, what do you want to say? You've said enough. I think.
My point on the wrap-up show was that Scott is clearly living vicariously through his son, and really, if the kid was any good, he would have made it already. Because
no, that's not true.
But you promote his music.
He's only 23.
Ralph, you know how many talented people there are out there that.
Yeah, who don't get the Howard Stern show as
who
a voice.
who don't make it, and just because it's so hard. I'm great that I'm in a position that I could try and help him. But
there's a guy in American Idol who's clearly he can sing and stuff, but he's been 5 years. He's 25 years old. He hasn't made it yet.
I think if he was going to make it, he would have made it by now. His dad wouldn't have to press CDs back in that little hole there.
All right, thank you.
Well, that's kind of harsh, I mean, I know a lot of.
That was the problem with the argument yesterday. They were all being very harsh.
Right.
I know a lot of real funny comics, genuinely funny, who I could march in here and make you laugh, but they haven't. They're broke, I mean, it's tough.
All right, Scotty, listen. Well, let's hope your son makes it. That's what I say.
Well,
so you can have something to do.
It's not about making it or not making it. It's about don't give up on what you.
It is about making it or not making it.
But is it his dream? That's the question. You saying don't give up on his dream, but is it his dream?
No,
he loves it. I know he loves it.
Scott gets mad at me. I know that Scott loves his son, and I know that Scott wants his son to succeed because he wants him to succeed. But I say that Scott looks at that kid like he's a human lottery ticket.
Absolutely.
Like if that kid succeeds, he could tell us all to go fuck ourselves.
See, I don't think that.
No, I don't think that at all. I want him to do better than me. I mean, I want him not to struggle. I want him to have a good life. I mean, doing computer technology is great. He can make a decent living.
But he can't say F you to everybody.
That's right. I want him to be able to say F you because I can't.
Yeah, I mean,
I want him to be in that position.
He wants his kid to get rid of that black cloud.
That's right.
All right, so that's fair enough. You love your son very much. That I know. Okay, and he is a talented kid. I do love his music.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. All right, Scott. Enough of that. It's torturing me. Thank you very much. I mean, I can't take it. Hearing about that.
Scott.
Oh, you again.
What is this with all these other interns that have so much stuff?
I don't know. I don't know any of all these other interns because that never happened. So I really don't know where they came from.
You only have your one intern making just a few CDs?
That is correct. You are correct, sir.
There's something about all this. Does he hear, all this talk on the show? He has no idea this is going on?
No.
No, get out of here.
No, he doesn't.
Really? He doesn't get messages saying,
he knows
hey,
I'm sure, he knows that I'm trying to help him, and he doesn't listen to the show, so he doesn't know exactly what's said.
But he must get some feedback from friends.
I'm sure friends tell him and shit like that.
Does he appreciate that? Does he thank you for it?
Yes.
Because that's, it's a lot of promotion out there.
It sure is. And he's got to help, too.
So where is his band now? Like, are they on the road?
I don't know. They're nowhere. They're not doing any live shows now. That's one of the problems I'm trying to work him through. I mean,
And you're just trying to set a fire under his ass to get moving.
Basically, yeah.
All just for the love of your son.
That's correct. I believe he's very talented. I don't want to see that talent go to waste. I just want him to utilize it to his full potential. And don't give up. Just give it a shot.
How much longer does he have to give this a try?
I don't know. What time is it now? I don't know. I really.
When do you say when?
Couldn't tell. When I say when, it's not up to me. I mean, I'm just, like I said on the air, I let him alone for 2 years for him to work out what he wanted to do. I didn't hassle him about his music and stuff, and he came to me and asked me to help him out, and I did, and then in the middle of it, he just stopped again. So that's what I'm trying to, I don't want him to.
it also teaches them a lesson. If you start something, get it done. Don't just stop in the middle. Finish what you started.
Just being a good dad.
I'm just trying to help.
Hey, Howard, I just want to say one thing. I want to give the Howard TV their props, man. It's been really good lately. Really, really good.
They're doing so many great things. Doug
Richard's
Goodstein.
so fucking creepy in that porn studio, man. Holy cow.
I got to say, Richard does a great job with that porn studio.
He is wonderful.
Yeah, he's funny.
He really does sound like that guy.
He plays
James
a great
Lipton.
creep.
Yeah, he sounds like James Lipton. And the porn girls are great. And there's so many great new shows. I know I'm involved with one coming up. One of the shows in the hallway.
That was great. That whole series was great.
Yeah, and there's more coming out. And they just shot the brand new series, the strip beer pong one. And I mean,
wait to see Ronnie. Hey, Ronnie looks like he hit the frickin' wall, don't he? I mean, everything jiggles on him. Holy cow! His neck, his body, his belly, everything jiggles.
Is he jiggling?
Ronnie's working out and stuff. He dates now, so he's got to.
Can he do a push-up?
Who, Ronnie?
Yeah.
I don't know if he's strong enough to do a push-up.
He's on a treadmill.
Boy.
Hey, Ronnie.
Hey, is he coming in?
What's his fucking problem?
What'd you say?
Where am I jiggling?
For a second, Howard.
Where am I jiggling, man?
Keep your headphones off for a second, Ronnie. 1 second. Take them off.
Take off your headphones for a second.
For what?
I don't know. What?
I got a quick game.
Go ahead.
Okay, are they off?
Take off your headphones. All right. Yeah, they're off.
All right, listen. From the second he starts talking, under or over 10 seconds before he says, "What's your problem?"
He already said, "What's your problem?"
Oh, shit.
And plus, he's listening. I could see he's listening.
Okay.
He heard everything.
All right.
All right. What do you want to say, Ronnie?
Well, what's this
Can
guy?
you do a push-up?
What's jiggling?
Can you do a push-up? One push-up?
Push-up.
What?
I could do a push-up.
You could?
Of course he could do one.
Can you do more than me?
A legitimate I don't know. Push-up?
You think he can do more than
Hey,
me?
he can do a push-up. Let me see you do one push-up.
Where you touch your chest?
Actually, Sal is the one who
there you
jiggles.
are.
Look at Sal.
There you are in the hallway.
God.
All right, guys. Thank you. Go ahead. Let me see. One push-up. Give me one. Yeah, he did it. Just did 2, 3.
He's in shape.
Just did 3.
He started crapping out around 3 of those.
No, I didn't crap out.
Yeah, you started bending in the middle like a...
What?
You did.
Talking about.
Every head of security can lightning fast go into 3 push-ups.
That's right. I'm always ready, Artie.
No, I think he lost weight.
He looks good. He's not jiggling.
Jiggly, that's all.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Well, listen, he's no spring chicken.
That's right.
It's just these odd-colored T-shirts that.
Yeah, the new look.
Goodbye.
Yeah, Ron's got a new look where he takes.
What is your problem? What is your problem with my T-shirts?
There you go.
If I had the turtleneck on, the mock turtleneck on, that was no good. The collared shirts are no good. What do you want me to do?
Ron's got this thing.
Tell me what you want me to do.
Ronnie's got this thing where he wears if he wears an orange shirt, he wears an orange T-shirt.
Where do you get that? I don't think I've ever seen an orange T-shirt anywhere.
You want me to put a plug out for where I get them?
Please.
Paul Fredericks. Paul Fredericks. It's a men's shop.
And they sell that.
Is that where you buy Mambo?
No.
No. All right.
No.
Thank you, Ron.
You're welcome. What?
Ronnie, you crapped out after 3 push-ups.
I didn't crap out, man. Don't even go there. I didn't crap out.
Why'd you only do 3?
Because he asked me to do 1. And I did 1, I did 2, I did 3. Okay? He asked me to do 1.
Now, what was that caller
He knows, man. He knows I'm in fucking shape. He knows it. You heard him. He didn't berate me. He knows what's going on.
What was that caller talking about? He says you're looking a little flabby.
Bullshit.
Loose.
Where am I looking loose? You see me looking loose? Do I look loose to you? Do I look loose to you? Seriously.
No,
bullshit.
No, you're holding up all right.
Yeah, thank you. I'm holding up all right.
What do you do to keep in shape?
What do I do?
To keep in shape, yeah. How do you work out?
Yeah. Every day. Every day.
Every day?
Every day.
Damn.
Every day.
What do you do?
Treadmill, weights, bike, dog.
How much do you... Dog?
Yeah. I run with my dog on a treadmill. Dog, you know about my dog running on a treadmill.
Show, yeah, we know that.
Yeah. Me and him we run together.
How much do you bench?
Oh, 3,000 pounds at least.
3,000?
I don't bench, dude. I work out the curls and a little bit, I put 60, 70 pounds on.
Get those biceps going.
Yeah, a little bit here and there. Just nothing. I'm not fucking Charles Atlas. You don't even know who Charles Atlas is, but...
The guy with the world on his back.
There you
right?
go. There you go. See? I'm not trying to be Charles Atlas. I'm trying to keep in shape, man.
Just trying to be Ronnie Money.
That's it. That's who I am, man. All right? Is that good enough for you?
That's good enough for me.
Good.
Thanks,
have a
man.
nice day. Can I leave now?
Go ahead.
I'll see you around. Flabby. Come on, man. You're bright. Puss.
This is the best of the wrap-up show. A recap and behind-the-scenes look with John High and Gary Dell'Abate. The best of the wrap-up show begins now.
Hey, it's Gary Dell'Abate, Baba Booey. On Monday's wrap-up show, we were talking about the porn star we had on. It's a gay porn star, but he's really straight. And we got into a lot of weird discussions. And one of them, we found out that Benji has tasted his own semen. And he looked around the room and he goes, "You guys have all done that, right?" And we're like, "No." So we found out Benji's a fucking weirdo.
I was fascinated. I sat in my office. I was fascinated. The thing I loved about him was he was arrogant, you know? And I thought it was really funny. Like, you would go, "You're gay," because I'm not fucking gay. I'm just doing it for the money. But, I mean, any one of us could say we do a million wacky things just for the money. I mean, women could say, "I'm a prostitute because it's good money," but it doesn't make it right or normal. And the thing is, being gay isn't abnormal. He's gay. Be gay. There's plenty of gay people.
Not that there's anything wrong with it.
There's nothing wrong with it at all. But I mean, I think it's weird that he doesn't think he's gay, and he was doing gay stuff before he was in gay porn. He claims he was doing it for the money, but I mean, I think when you say you're doing it for the money, it's a complete cop out. I mean, you can do a lot of things just for the money.
And Benji, you're the only one who raised their hand in the studio saying that he could, in fact, be straight.
Right. I don't know if he is or not, but it's our age-old show argument. Is it gay? Does it make you gay?
Right. And we all have a price. Like, Benji had a price, but the truth is, do we really have a price? Like, you say you have a price.
I really have a price.
Benji does.
And but I mean, like, okay.
Like, I don't know if I don't know what it is. Is it $1 million? Is it $5 million? I don't know. But there is a price. There is a price.
Like, okay, $10 million is insanely life-changing money for me. I mean, $1 million, you could do something stupid to blow through that before you die. But $10 million, I could live the rest of my life. So do you say, would I let a guy blow me for $10 million? And I might say the answer is yes, but the truth is, we'll never know until you put $10 million in front of me. And I might say, you know what? Remember that movie Indecent Proposal? It's like that, man. After you do it, you don't know what you got to live with.
Well, would you let a guy blow you for $10 million? You might end up running off with the guy.
It sounds like a good idea, but I doubt it. I told you, Bob, Robert Schimmel used to have the best joke. He said, he said, somebody said, "Would you fight Mike Tyson for $20 million?" He goes, "I'd blow Mike Tyson for $20 million." He goes, "I'd spend $1 million on mouthwash and have a very nice life."
Well, Scott, the engineer, answered that question, with the whole Lexington Steel thing. He was willing to get fucked up the ass for $500,000.
Quarter of a million. Let's call it what it is.
I was trying to give Scott a little bit of a...
And because we really thought we could raise that money. We were like really trying to raise that money. And that was like $500,000. I don't think I could get $250,000 from a client.
How quickly would you have raised that money?
We were working on it.
We would have gone through with it. You think?
Yeah, I mean, wow. I think Tom wasn't liking it. And then I think Howard was going to take it to pay-per-view. But I tell you, the best part of that day, in fact, I'm doing a Gary special, and I got to pull. The best part of the day was when when Artie came up with the idea that we should just put Scott's head in a black curtain, and Artie was going, doing, Scott's head just bobbing back and forth.
Now, Barrett Long today, he wasn't exactly shy about his size, was he?
No. It's so great because when we have television screens all over it. Scott's got one in his studio, and I have one in my office, and Richard and Sal have one. And as soon as there's any kind of nudity, Ronnie goes around, has to close all the doors because the interns know they're going to see nudity here, but you don't want it thrown in people's faces. You don't know who's going to be walking by. That guy took his dick out, started swinging it around, and Ronnie was running, closing the doors like a madman.
What did you think of Robin's reaction to that? Not him swinging it around, but the mold. I thought, she wasn't intimidated by
depressing.
It at all.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it was almost, it sounded like it was commonplace for her, no?
Yeah, I don't know. Were you buying that's her average?
That was her story, and she was sticking to it.
She wasn't shocked by it.
Yeah, she
all the guys around it were kind of like, what the fuck is that?
I'm not shocked by a woman with triple F tits, but I've never dated one.
Well, she said she had no problem handling something that size. And later on, when I went in, she was talking to Howard about, a guy who was bigger than that.
I don't know what to compare mine and Robin's relationship to. Maybe she's an older sister, but I don't want to know that she can handle that. I don't want to know.
Well, you know now.
There's other things about her I want to know that I don't want to know.
Now, did you need to see Barrett lick his own penis while he was in there?
I was lucky. I missed that.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Well, Benji, I'll go to you for that then.
You know what? It was neat. It was shocking and neat to see. Yeah.
This rivals
impressive.
This rivals the only thing I've ever seen that was anything like this was the lead singer of Skid Row, Sebastian Bach. It's a legendary appearance. He had a pretty big dick, and he took it out and he tied it in a knot.
Yeah, this guy. I mean,
he tied it in a knot. He tied it in a knot in the way that like his left ball got huge because he had tied it in a knot.
But I thought he was bullshitting when we saw the prosthetic cock.
Right.
But he took it out. He literally started, like Howard said, like lassoing it around, and it was like crazy.
Now, is that mold still hanging up on Robin's glass?
Oh yeah, we're not taking it. It's going to have to fall off. I mean, is the premise of the mold hanging on a piece of glass like is somebody supposed to back into it? Is that how it works?
I'm not really sure. Teddy says yes.
I'll put it for my cats.
I know. Now, it seemed like you were most shocked when. Well, I think we have the clip. Hit clip number 1, Teddy. Here's one of the things that Barrett brought up while he was in there.
You swallow the jizz?
I don't yearn for man. No, hell no.
You wouldn't have ever done that?
No. I tasted my own.
What about kissing it?
You tasted your own.
Come on, you haven't tasted your own. Come on.
No. Dude, come on. Are you serious?
What about I'm the nutty one?
Well, shit. I figure 500 other people have tasted it, so
you might as well see what's doing.
Yeah,
All right.
it's like shit. They're telling me it tastes so great. It's like fuck. Why does this shit taste so great?
Oh, you even taste it.
I tell you what, Tim tasted the green drink. I don't know. I don't want to go near that either.
Gary, do you have one more thing to say?
No, that was enough. So you got to understand the dynamic that was going on there. I'm standing at the podium and he's sitting on the couch. So sometimes when I'm talking, people turn and look at me. So when he said, "You haven't swallowed your own jizz," he looked me right in the eye. And I think he was looking for that bonding moment where I admit it, and then we're all, it's all cool. And I'm like, and I go, no. And he looked at me like really sort of disappointed.
He apparently he was the only one at that party. I mean, everybody in there said, did you say, Benji, that's something you've never done?
My mic wasn't on, but I mean, you've never made out with a chick after she's
no. That's on the no
Even
list.
If the chick wants to start,
yes, it's on the no list.
Do I want to do it? No, but she just was nice enough to do that. You're gonna be like, ooh, yuck.
Yeah. I'm a fucking filthy slob, and I'm selfish prick, man. Yes, no. The answer is I'm not up for that.
So apparently,
I'm more polite after a chick.
And apparently, you have tasted your own.
Yeah, when a chick I've made out with a chick after she's given me oral.
Well, congratulations there, Benji. but the thing about him was that whole thing about when he turns around and goes, who here hasn't tasted their jizz? That sort of gives you an idea of how warped his reality is, because he really thought the whole studio was going to go, oh, yeah, I have. And when we didn't, he really thought we were the nutty ones.
Well, he also thinks he's straight.
But also,
he is,
I don't know. Listen, I don't know why. Like Richard says, everyone eats their boogers when they're a kid. I've never done that. That seems really gross to me. But it doesn't seem that strange to me that a guy would say, "Oh, a girl's tasting this. What is you jerk off and you fucking say, oh, what does this taste like?"
I don't think that's how he said he tasted his own jizz. Is that what he said?
No, he didn't.
He didn't explain how. And based on what I saw from him,
or maybe from I don't know.
He didn't say maybe. He just made it. But I haven't. I just haven't. Even if a girl blew me 5 minutes ago, and she made out with me and I didn't know it, I don't remember tasting anything that's memorable.
But you've never listen. I'm not trying to be gross. But you never pleasured yourself and said, "Oh, I wonder when a girl tastes what it tastes like."
No.
I'm
sorry.
Have you done that?
Yeah.
So you've pleasured yourself and aimed for your mouth?
No,
He just licks his fingers.
I don't do it as a habit. I remember once I tried it. I was like, "Oh, what's this taste like?" It's disgusting, yeah. But it was salty.
I'd like to ask Richard this question if he's around, by the way. What we're talking about right now. Zach,
I don't think that. Do you guys think that's gay? I mean,
I don't know that the word is gay.
I mean,
it's weird. It's weird. It's bordering on gay. It's a cousin of gay.
I bet this is. I don't. We had this debate in my fraternity once. I bet at least 30% of guys have. You're curious.
Zach in Massachusetts, you're on the wrap-up show.
What's up, Zach?
All right, well, you can get that. I'm sorry,
Zach. Do you guys
Zach.
often have where somebody lies in the in pre-interview or says something in the pre-interview that they won't say on the air? Because it seemed like that happened today.
Well, I think that what happens is Will's talking to a guy on the phone, and it's a pre-interview, and the phone is not the radio show. So people tend to say things in the pre-interview. Then you get in the studio, and the lights are on, the cameras are on, and you're looking directly at Howard Stern, and people seem to change their minds or forget things that they say. But I have full trust on Will in the pre-interview.
Yeah.
And Benji did it for a while, so Benji can tell
A
you.
lot of people do, yeah. It wasn't uncommon at all. It's very frustrating. And you'll probably see on the TV show, I trust Will, and this guy really seemed to be weighing how to answer that. If you see it visually, I think he decided, I'm just going to stick with his story.
People get nervous when they get it.
Really hesitant.
Yeah, and he looked like it too.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, thank you for the call. Let's go over to Greg in Rochester. Greg, you're on the wrap-up show.
Hey, John, I got a question for Gary. Did Richard or Sal want to do any gay stuff with this guy during the show?
They were
How come they didn't put in the studio?
shoved in their studio, never came to talk to me, had no ideas, didn't want to be involved in it in any way, shape, or form, to the best of my knowledge.
We called in with some drops.
Right, but that's not the...
those were drops?
We're talking about the gay antics that you guys like to do with other people.
Yeah, Richard, how come you didn't volunteer your services?
Yeah, why not him, but why Steve-O, as a for instance?
Well, we did something with another gay porn star who claimed to be straight before, and we just thought it was kind of like we had done it, already. Remember that? What was that guy's name? He's real big and muscular.
I know, but you're on your third Tradio call. What's funny is funny.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, I mean, and usually people come by and egg us on to go in there. Nobody really egged us on, so we thought the interview was going good, and they didn't really need us.
Wait, so you need to be egged on to get in there now? Is that
sometimes it takes a little egging, yeah.
One of my new duties is to stop by and go, guys, could you please act gay?
Well, Doug Goodstein will usually come in and go, come on, guys, go in there and, try to suck your own peck or something like that.
Now, speaking of that, we had a conversation about tasting your own jizz.
I was going to say, why does that question come to me? Why don't you wonder if Scott the engineer or JD has tasted them?
We're going to get to
I'd love to find that out as well, but you've been accused of a lot of, gay stuff and whatnot. Have you ever tasted your own jizz?
It's delicious, actually, yeah. Tastes like I eat a lot of pineapples. So.
And how did that happen?
I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding. No, of course I've never done that. I would admit if I did, but I never, ever had the desire to know what that tastes like.
What's up, guys? It's Teddy. On Tuesday's wrap-up show, we discussed both Miss Howard TVs that came into the studio. Miss Howard TV of the year 2008 and her infatuation with Artie, and Miss Howard TV of April 2009 and her unique accent. Check it out.
Miss Howard TV of 2008, which is Brenda, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And Miss Howard TV of the month, who's Christy.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start with Christy first, who had that Brooklyn accent that everyone noticed. Is that an accent, Gary?
I don't know what was going on over there. It didn't sound like an accent, and most of my relatives are from Brooklyn, and none of them sound like that. But that's what she's saying, and that's her story.
Well, let's say that's the case. Well, actually, let's say that isn't the case. For whatever reason, she's hard of hearing, and I'm not saying that she is, but that's anyway, it's what I think. Do you think that if that was the case, it would be such a bad thing for her what she does?
No. Listen, I always thought that what's that chick? The deaf chick is really hot. Marley Maitland, is that her name?
Yeah.
Yeah. I always thought that the deaf thing made her like 10 times hotter. Like when I used to watch her on The West Wing, I thought that really worked.
I would think it would make her more unique in that.
Well,
and
more real.
I definitely felt she was more gettable. Like I didn't feel intimidated by her at all.
And she's gorgeous. I mean, she's really hot. Let's say that up front.
Yeah, beautiful.
And crazy stories, by the way. Well, she's married, right?
Married and had that Hasidic experience that she spoke of,
Right.
and then she gave that Sibian ride. How would you rate that Sibian ride?
That was an 11. That was a pretty genuine, and it was. I could tell. Not to get too graphic or too gross. I told this to Will. I can tell when she sat on the Sibian, the way she fit on the Sibian, that it was going to be a good ride. I could just tell the way. Some women get on and they're sort of uncomfortable. They screw around. She sort of sat down and it just was a comfortable fit.
It was natural.
It was natural. Yes.
Cyrus, you're on the wrap-up show.
Like a rabbi's face.
Hello, everybody. Now, Gary, were you offended, like, when you asked her, like, do you want me to take off the mask? And then she said, no.
Was I offended? No, I don't care. I mean, that's part of the joke. I was pretty sure she was going to say no. I don't get bummed out by that stuff.
And she wasn't going for a joke or a looks comment at that point.
Yeah,
I think she's trying to be polite and thought, just keep going with it.
I think she's so kinky that she just let the mask add it to the wackiness of the moment.
Yeah, I guess so. She did sound like Lou Ferrigno, though. So I think she does have a problem.
She didn't look like him, I'll tell you that.
I know that's right. Shit.
Yeah, somebody else mentioned that. Thanks, Cyrus, for calling in. She sounded like Madeline Kahn in Blazing Saddles.
Right.
Lily Von.
Right.
Lily
So,
Von
somebody
Stroh.
said like sort of like a cross between Barbara Walters and Gilda Radner doing Barbara Walters.
That's good as well. Now, Miss Howard TV of 2008 was here, who beat out 11 other girls for the title, and she was awestruck when it came to dealing with Howard at first, and then Artie.
Yeah, because she's the one that didn't see Artie the first time. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Right.
Artie wasn't here the first time. And then, if you missed it, she actually asked if Artie could feel her up, and Artie did so, and then got some interesting feedback. Hit number 1, Ted.
Artie makes me nervous.
Tell me what you're feeling right now. He is a superstar. There's no question.
Yes, I don't know. It's I don't know. Can you just be gentle?
Of course.
Artie, sing to her while you do. All right, go ahead, Artie. Feel it.
All right, I'm not going to do it. Is that
How's
all right?
that?
That's okay.
Do you like it? Are you getting turned on?
I am getting turned on.
You mean physically wet?
No.
What's happening inside? Tell me.
I don't know. This is I've never had this kind of control.
Would you like him to squeeze your ass?
No.
Just
no.
what,
That's good.
You look a little woozy. What happened?
I am. It's Artie.
Did he use the proper amount of pressure, or was he a little too rough?
He was too soft.
He was too soft.
Yeah.
Oh, Artie, you didn't even do it.
No.
Artie.
Now, what does a guy do in a situation like that? She asks him to be gentle. He's gentle, and then later she's
Nothing.
like,
You know, he did the right thing. He did what she wanted, and she didn't want it. Typical woman.
Well, what did you think of all that as it unfolded before your eyes?
What I was really curious about, which we touched on, was well, this girl has a boyfriend also. This was a different, but she has a long-term boyfriend. Would she really just sleep with Artie on the spot? If Artie said, "Hey, come home with me, I'll take you." Now Howard said, if Artie said, "Move in with me," would you? She said, "Yes, I would," but then she kind of equivocated on that. But
well, the boyfriend gave the okay for Artie to do what he did in the studio today, and it sounded like they had somewhat of an understanding when it came to him.
So is it a slam dunk? Artie could just sleep with her.
I don't know if it's a slam dunk, but I mean, he probably could investigate it more.
But I don't understand why we're not doing that more with these girls, or Artie's not.
Well, because it's up to Artie. I thought it was interesting that she never got a chance to meet Artie. If she loves Artie so much and she knows Artie, then
she said she did at a show.
At the Borgata, she said they might have.
But she should know that if she wants to meet Artie, if you just drop him a letter and your photograph in it, you know, at the time, Teddy, he probably would have given it to Teddy and said, you know, if she would have said, "Hey, I'm going to be at the Borgata. I love you. I think you're great. I really want to meet you," and throw a couple of those pictures, and pretty sure she could have met him.
Yeah, Teddy, if you saw her, you would have moved her right to the front row, right?
She would have been in a backstage the whole time, and he probably would have been distracted, you know.
But if she would have sent
it's
the note
different for Showtime though, because like he's in a mode, so you'll be like,
Okay.
"Art, that really hot Miss Howard TV is here," and he'll be like, "Oh, you know, okay, you know, but you know."
If she sent you a note with the pictures and sent it to you, and she said, "Hey, I'm going to be at the Borgata.
Yeah.
Can we come back after the show and meet Artie?"
Exactly, we.
But okay, even if she would have been,
He's gonna be like, "Right, she's got a boyfriend," you know. Like,
she knows what to say to get back there.
But the point is, yes, she'd be back there, and she'd have carte blanche. I mean, Art would be like giving her everything at our disposal.
Hey, how often did you have girls, you know, the whole like rock and roll experience, like
a lot?
I'll
the
do
time.
anything to get to meet Artie.
All the time. I mean, he used to send me out into the, you know, like the crowd to go, you know, bring him back and stuff.
But how, like, were they blatant? Like, were you getting BJs to meet Artie?
No. I mean, ultimately they were just there, and then they'd be like, "Oh, can our boyfriends come?" You know, and then like, you know, or some stuff like that. I mean, you know, like Artie always says, if he was into plumbers, he'd be getting ass all the time.
Which Miss Howard TV was hotter? Which would you guys say?
I thought that the Miss Howard TV of the year was prettier, but I thought that the other one was sexier.
Benji?
I love the Miss Howard TV of the year was natural. That's a big thing to me. Miss Howard TV, the monthly one, she had a great face, and she had she was tiny, but she had curvy hips. I would probably do the Miss Howard TV of the year if I did one.
Now, what was all the talk about a breast reduction? Like the Miss Howard TV of the year was looking to Robin for some advice.
Well, that was her idea, right? As Sam Kinison said, breast reduction is not a man's idea. We didn't bring that up, right?
No, Howard shot it down immediately, but Robin was sort of trying to explain to her if there would be benefits from it.
Yeah, we got to stop that.
Dan in Long Island, you're on the wrap-up show. Dan, are you there?
Yeah, what's up, Mike? What's up, guys?
What's up, man?
Hey, you know, with that, the second Howard TV, the one for, I guess it's April?
Yeah.
Her voice, man. I mean, that is not a Brooklyn accent.
maybe Greenpoint. I don't know. It sounded weird to me too, but I got to go with what she said.
Definitely not retarded or anything, right?
Oh, she's not retarded.
Hey, it's Artie Lang, and look who's walking by. The person I'm talking about. On Wednesday's show, we had Dr. Drew in, and Robin's narcissism test was off the charts. She scored a 34, which is incredible. It's like Ted Williams batting .406. She's the Ted Williams of narcissism.
Gary, do you think that was fair, that this test was accurate in putting Robin's narcissism at a level that high?
Who cares? I mean, really, I don't know how the test was given. I was more amused by the fact that Robin took it so personally. Like really, like in the grand scheme of who's the guy? I don't know who the guy is. I remember taking the test a couple of years ago. I don't remember how many questions we answered.
Gary, like a true 11, is backing off.
No. I was.
You're backing.
I'm
down
not backing
to Robin.
off.
I think the too high narcissist.
No.
I think the insane narcissist, John.
No.
Should fucking go at it.
I'm not backing. Whether Robin's a narcissist or not, that's a whole other discussion. But she took it so personally.
Listen,
it was such a genuine reaction.
Okay, you've worked with Robin for a long time,
right?
Are you surprised by it? By the score she got in a narcissism test?
Robin can be a narcissist, but she can also not be one at times. She's both.
We need another 11 in here to at least double.
No. She can't. I mean, you've seen Robin be unbelievably generous, or do you think that being generous can sometimes be narcissistic behavior?
Definitely, because
you're saying, look at me.
Of course, sure. That's the only reason I give shit to people.
If you throw a party, that's wonderful. I mean, it's a nice gesture, and I do think Robin really cares about everyone, but how much of that party is look at the party I threw? That's the question.
Okay, all right.
And I say that as a 22.
Robin obviously is a great person, but I'm not surprised by the score. I'm not.
No, I'm not. I'm surprised
Artie,
it's that high.
Artie, you were reveling in the score.
It was funny because look, Robin. It's so funny how now Robin is being told to go to therapy, and she's saying no. No one likes to be told to go to therapy. She's saying, no, I don't want to go. There's nothing wrong with me, just like I say.
Well, you don't die from being a narcissist.
You can be. Someone might get so pissed off at you, they fucking kill you.
Now, do you feel like Robin got the Dr. Drew treatment that you got when he came in last time?
No, not nearly as bad.
No?
First of all, Dr. Drew is a narcissist. He exploits everyone. Let's fucking call a spade here, man.
I think you've got to be narcissistic to do what he does and have the show and everything else. I
think anybody who's on TV or on the radio or in the public eye is narcissistic on some level.
And I think he's a racist too.
Now, why is that?
I don't know. I'm just saying. I have no. I'm just trying to get people to hate him.
I mean, so Robin gets a high score, but a 34. I mean,
well, who knows? But John. Okay, you didn't know that was a high. You're acting like you knew 34.
No, but once they put it in context,
I come to batting 617 or something.
Well, but they put it in context first, very quickly.
Yeah, both those doctors came in and said what the average was and how it's 3 standard deviations above the mean and out of a 40, and also she rated high in every single category. It wasn't like she was big on vanity and low on everything else. She was high across the board.
Well, I think that's a good thing in the sense that he said there's also positives to the test. So she also got high in the It would suck to hear that you got high in all the negative shit and low in the because he said there's positive traits to being a narcissist, and she got high in all the positive traits too.
Yeah, I question one part of the test, and I'll tell you this. So Fred and I got the lowest score, and then you know who got the next lowest score?
Sal.
Ralph.
Right.
You're telling me Ralph isn't a narcissist?
Well, but again, it's like
Fred and I got 11s, and Ralph got a 12.
How do you define a narcissist, Gary?
Yeah, it's a difference. There's a difference between an egomaniac and a narcissist. Okay. Now, what's the difference?
I didn't even remember taking the test. I took the test, I don't know, a year or two ago. I don't remember. So I went online, and I looked for a narcissist test, and a lot of it has to do with how you feel you're perceived by, whether you care what other people think of you is part of it, and whether you care about other people. Do you care about? Do people come to you with their problems? Do people look at you as the kind of person they can talk to? Do you care? Do you want people to come to you, or do you wish they wouldn't? Do you care what other people say about you? And Ralph seems to, Ralph would be like a 5 on all those. Ralph doesn't care what anybody says about him,
right?
And doesn't really care about, for the most part. I mean, I'm not saying he's not a caring person, but he lives in his own world. You know what I mean? He doesn't try to deal with it unless he has to.
So, in other words, if you say people come to you with their problems, that means you're probably not a narcissist because people feel comfortable coming to you.
Right, because you appear to you get, like they say, do you go to a party and have to be the center of attention? Do you go to a party and not want to hang out with anybody? Like stuff like that. Like it's all about you.
Right. See, I can see where I scored high and low then. If I forget the test, too, because for some reason people come to me with all their fucking problems. And secondly, when I go to a fucking party, I don't want to talk to anybody. So I guess that's why I'm like in the middle. But I don't know. Is Ralph a narcissist? I mean, is Ralph what Howard was saying, a narcissist who hasn't been appeased by getting all that famous from it?
Brian, Rhode Island, you're on the wrap-up show.
Hey, I think the test is bullshit because I don't know if it's this is on-air persona, but Artie, to me, seems like the biggest narcissist. And if he got one of the lowest scores, then the test is bullshit. The whole test is, so Robbins must be off, too.
Why do you think Artie's such a huge narcissist?
Well, like I said, it might be just an on-air thing, but whenever anybody's talking about anything, Artie all of a sudden has to bring in, like it's all, he takes it all, like, it's about him.
No, bullshit, dude, because I knew a guy like you once, and I got a great story about this.
Well, Artie, here's a question. I'm looking at a narcissist test.
Right.
So here's like an example of a question. I have enough on my hands without worrying about other people's troubles.
That's not true at all. I worry about other people's troubles all the time.
Well, that's not the question.
What are you talking about?
It's sort of like a preference. Like,
right. In other words, the answer is yes, don't ask me to help you. A lot of the time, only sometimes, or no, tell me your problems. So I know the answer isn't no, tell me your problems, because very few people will answer that. Not everybody wants to hear everybody's problems.
It would probably be the last one then.
Only sometimes.
Yeah. No, I certainly, I'd like trying to help people out. Absolutely.
I often think my friends' remarks are about me.
Not at all.
Okay. So those are just some of the I'm giving you a handle on some of the questions that we were asked. I don't like being in a group unless I know that I am appreciated by at least one of those present.
No, I could care less about that. Even though I know Dave appreciates me.
But there's also some insight, like Robin must have answered yes to a lot.
I mean, look, dude, this guy who was just on the phone, I'm on a radio show. And if I'm not talking, I'm not working. I'm paid to relate stories. That's why I got fucking hired. So go fuck yourself, man.
Now, did Howard get a low score because of his therapy and it's working so well, or is that a poor reflection of the test?
I think that this, now that I'm looking at these questions, I think this I'm not saying that Howard did this, but the test is fairly easy to manipulate.
Yeah.
You can look at the test and know how to answer so you don't come across looking like a narcissist.
Hey, Garrett.
Right, because I don't want to hear about anybody's problem.
And people listening could find it, too. Is this the one that they gave us?
No, I just...
Because I found the one they gave us.
I just found one
If you go to USA Today's site and just put in, like, narcissism and Dr. Young and Dr. Drew, you'll find the test. And they'll tell you how to score it, too.
And that's coming from the second biggest narcissist on the show, right, Benji?
John, how did you come up as a 22?
I have no idea. I truthfully have no